Coach Palmer had the Colonials rolling last month against Omaha, but a late error gave the Nighthawks the win. Today, redemption. A blustery day in Hartford, Connecticut, a city that's been without a pro sports team since the Whalers left back in '97. But that streak is over. The Hartford Colonials have planted their flag in the capital, and today they get their second shot at Omaha. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Rentschler Field inside the Men's Warehouse broadcast booth, and welcome to the UFL on Nesson. I'm Brett Haber, pleased to be alongside former Patriots quarterback Scott Zolak. This is week 5 of the UFL season. This game today is a rematch from week 2 when Omaha beat Hartford by 1 point in the final minute of that game. It's also a rematch between two of the marquee quarterbacks in this league.
First, let's talk about Josh McCown. Chris Palmer loves his quarterback. He's completing over 62% of his passes. Quick start in week 2. He got out in front, but the guy on the other side, Jeff Garcia, he can make plays with his legs. He throws a nice ball. He brought the team back, threw a touchdown pass on 4th and 6 as time was expiring to beat Hartford. But if they can't get it going, they can hand it off to a couple guys that could do it on the ground.
You're right. Great running backs in this game, and we'll get to that in just a second. But these quarterbacks are very concerned about the conditions today. It is windy. 25-mile-an-hour winds, 35-mile-an-hour gusts. You quarterbacks hate the wind.
Reminds me of Orchard Park up in Buffalo when we had to play the Bills on the road. It's a swirling type of wind. Offensive coordinator's nightmare, so they're going to keep it nice and tight between the numbers. Rarely will either of these coaches or quarterbacks put the ball downfield to the outside, down the sideline.
Jeff Garcia always threw a tight spiral. That's going to be helpful for him in this win today. They'll probably want to keep it on the ground a lot, both of these teams, and that's good for them because they've got some running backs, a collection of them that are very effective.
This could be the game for Omaha for Ahman Green. Ahman Green, the Green Bay Packers career rushing leader. You look at his stats on the year, barely over 100 yards, has yet to have that breakout game. And on the flip side for Hartford, they have a couple guys that they could go to. Andre Dixon, the local kid from UConn, he's your north-south guy. They'll get it going between the tackles for him. And on the other guy, Alonzo Booker, if you're looking for that quick hitter, say a screen pass, maybe a little slip screen, he's the guy. He caught an 80-yard touchdown from Josh McCown in the home opener. He's the guy who could get it to daylight.
You see those 262 yards from scrimmage for Booker. That's 3rd best in the UFL at this moment. One of the differences you fans will notice watching the UFL is access. We will have live cameras and microphones inside the locker rooms and on the sidelines all day long to give you conversations between coaches and players. Tony Terzi's going to be manning the Hartford sideline for us. He's got our first AOL Fan House sideline report of the day. Hey, Tony.
All right, thanks very much, Brett. The hairpiece glue working so far in these gusty winds. We'll see if the place kicking and punting games work for both teams. Coach Chris Palmer for the Colonials, in fact, said that his punting return game is going to be a little different. He's going to have 3 receivers back today, so there's no risk of the ball blowing all over the place for extra yardage in favor of Omaha. Not a John Happy Chandler over on the Omaha sidelines.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. And you know, when you say you're happy to be here, sometimes it may feel a little cliche. Trust me, folks, the Omaha Nighthawks are really, really happy to be here. They went to fly here to Hartford at noon yesterday to find that their flight was delayed until 6 because of mechanical problems. A second plane had to be flown in, and by the time they touched down here in Hartford, 1 a.m. Needless to say, it's a pretty sleepless group, but head coach Jeff Jagodzinski says, no excuses today. The only way we lose is if we beat ourselves. Guys, back up to you.
All right, guys, hopefully Omaha's game will be a little smoother than their trip. But, man, Hartford wants this one. They had a double-digit lead in the 4th quarter against this team last month, and they squandered it. Can they make amends today? Kickoff, Hartford, Omaha on a Saturday on Nesson right after this.
Making sure we pick up the zone blitz. Weak side linebacker. Who's got him? Who's got the Sam linebacker when he comes?
We got to pick this up now. Here we go. Flank right. F flag. Yeah, boy. Get him. Get him.
The United Football League. If you like great football, you'll love the UFL.
Big deal days are back and bigger than ever. Right now, go to Priceline for a sneak peek at recent winning hotel bids to find where you can save up to 60% off hotels. We guarantee you'll get a big deal. But hurry, big deal days won't last long. Only at Priceline.
Can a smartphone be its own guardian angel? Can it keep an eye out for itself? literally show and tell you where it is when you don't even know yourself. Droid can with Lookout Mobile Security. One of thousands of free apps for the Droid X and Droid 2 by Motorola. Available on the ever-expanding Android market. When there's no limit to what Droid gets, there's no limit to what Droid does.
Have you ever thought about adoption through foster care? There are hundreds of kids right here in Massachusetts looking for a loving home. Please join us Sunday, October 24th in our Reading store. It could make a difference in your life and that of a child.
The United Football League on Nesson is brought to you by Men's Warehouse, the official men's retail clothing store of the UFL. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. By AOL Fan House. For more information on the UFL, go to fanhouse.com. And by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to shop for insurance. Just about ready to go at Rentschler Field. Let's get right down to the Hartford sideline. Tony Terzi's with Coach Chris Palmer. Tony. All right, so some problems with the audio down on the sideline. We'll get back to Tony in a little bit, and John Chandler as well. For the moment, we are ready to go. That is Tyler Melhoff. Hartford won the toss. They are going to defer, and they're going to kick, and that probably makes a lot of sense given this win, Scott.
Makes the sense, and let's not forget when you do games, when you have television, you have the big dishes on top of the trucks, and sometimes the wind does shake them. That's why we may have some technical difficulties today. This is the smart thing to do. You win the coin toss, you defer. Now all of a sudden you use the win as a second defender, and it helps your football team early.
All right, so Melhoff has been perfect on field goals so far this year, 6 for 6 tops in the league. We'll see how he kicks with the wind. We can tell you that while it is swirling, in general, it's blowing in the direction that Melhoff is going to kick now. He's got the wind at his back, and that's the direction you want to be going in. Back deep for Omaha. It's Byron Ely. And we are underway. Shad Williams, and that kick is illustration of which way this wind is blowing. He takes a knee, and they'll start at the 20.
Interesting early in warm-ups, both kickers, and as you take a good look at Jeff Garcia and what he's done so far on the year, working on a couple pooch kicks, meaning once they score touchdowns and maybe at the turn at the second half, if you're kicking against the wind, you got to be on alert as a receiving team. But Garcia, he can make plays in this type of environment because he's got legs to do it with, Brett, and that's the key for Omaha today.
1st and 10 at the 20 for Omaha. I formation to begin. The hand to Amon Green, the former Packer, right tackle. Nothing more than a yard, 2nd and 9. Your Men's Warehouse offensive starters up front, George Foster, the former first-round pick of the Broncos, is left tackle. Springfield, Mass native PGA Alexander is the center. You just saw Amon Green carry the ball as we switch to the backs and skill players. Amon Green, Green Bay's all-time leading rusher. The former Raven DeVar Darling is the top receiver for Omaha. Green, the lone setback, 3 wide. Garcia to the right, looking for Robert Ferguson. Incomplete. Defensive starters for Hartford, Spicer, Seawright, and Fountain, all returning from the New York Sentinels last year. Remember, Hartford was in New York a year ago. This is their 2nd season. Linebacker France Joseph, the defensive captain, 10 tackles last week. The safety, Ryan Glasper, Boston College grad. He's battling a shoulder. We'll keep an eye on him today. 3rd and 9 for Omaha. 4 wide receivers. Garcia, shotgun. With time, dumps it over the middle. Gonna be short. Green, the running back, and Omaha 3 and out on their first possession.
Garcia seemed predetermined, Brett, on that one right there, knowing that it's 3rd and 8. He just wanted to get something quick. If he would have taken his time and looked to his right, one of his receivers, the furthest one. But let's remember, with windy conditions today, the last thing you want to do is hang a football up long and deep towards the sideline.
Justin Brantley will do the punting for Omaha today. Cindric step-toe. Back for Hartford. Waves for the fair catch. Gets it at his own 43, and that's where Hartford will take over for their first set of downs. Leading the offense for Hartford is Josh McCown. Drafted by the Arizona Cardinals in 2002, 8 NFL seasons with them and Detroit and Oakland. He's been efficient, Scott.
He really has. You know, just a tad over 60%. Chris Palmer would love to get him up somewhere around 68, 69% completion percentage. But this is a good area to start the football game on your own 42-yard line. Look for them to take a shot here early, Brett.
The handoff to Dixon, the former UConn product. 177 yards rushing so far this year for Hartford. Your Men's Warehouse offensive starters for the Colonials. Couple of New England natives up front. The center, Keith Gray, is from Worcester, Mass. The right tackle, Peter Clifford, from Salem, New Hampshire. As we go to the skill players, Patrick Carter is the leading receiver. Ronnie Gent is the big tight end. And, of course, Dixon from UConn. I formation, Dixon behind. He takes the handoff and gets hit in the backfield by Clinton Hart, the strong safety, the undrafted free agent with the Philadelphia Eagles. Omaha's defense lines up like this. Couple of Louisville products on the line, and Dwayne White and Willie Williams at linebacker. Their leading tackler, Nick Greason, is out with a neck. Alex Lewis starting for him. And the two starting defensive backs are out in Aaron Rouse and DeMarcus Fagan, so Lowry and Green will start for them. 3 wide, all for Hartford on the left side, 3rd and 7. McCown with time, throws left. Gang tackled very close to the marker, and it's going to depend on the spot as Lorenzo Booker makes the catch. And Scott, you talked about Booker as a receiving threat.
Yeah, he's a guy that they want to get into space. You look at him at the top of your screen, right to the left, and he did a nice job settling in between 3 players. They got a favorable spot here. But as I looked at it from the booth up here, I didn't think he had it. I thought he was about a half a yard short, and Chris Palmer asking him, what's the problem here? I think they're going to call for a measurement. The side judge furthest from us had him at the first down marker. The side judge from the Omaha sideline cut him short about half a yard.
We always love the green markers in the UFL, and the spot is good. First down Hartford as they move the chains. Our referee today is Dave Kataya, as you get a look at Chris Palmer. Got a Super Bowl ring as the quarterback's coach with the New York Giants, working with Eli Manning. They're your officials. Dave Kataya leading the crew. 7-man crew. We had a nice chat with Chris Palmer yesterday. In his mid-60s now, says he loves coaching, loves being around the players. 4 wide for Hartford. Pass batted at the line of scrimmage and nearly picked off by a diving Dusty Dvorak, the former 3rd-round draft pick of the Chicago Bears.
That's a smart play by Dvorak right there. Recognize it, 3-step drop. Look at him to the right of your screen. He tried to get undercut by the offensive lineman, but he didn't fall for it. He had both hands on it. Watch him use his hands, get vertical. I actually think that was number 95, Dwayne White, who tipped that football and allowed Dvorak a chance for the interception.
DeVree in at tight end for Hartford. Couple of tight ends, DeVree and Gent together. McCown looking to his right. Ball bobbled and dropped by Tyson DeVree. He's got 6 catches this season so far, but wish he had 7.
Yeah, he's a guy they like to run down the seams, down the hash mark with. Rarely do they go to the outside for him. But you take a good look at it right here. Good job by McCown keeping his feet under him, and you got to be accurate in these type of windy conditions. Tight ends, fullbacks, halfbacks, you want to put the football out in front, right in the numbers. That's a nice, easy pitch and catch. DeVree should have had that one.
So 2 incomplete passes. McCown drops back to the shotgun. He's got 4 wide, 3rd and 10. With time. Steps up, pressured, complete to the running back, Booker. Gets the first down, stays on his feet. That is good for 13 on a 3rd and 10. as Hartford moves the chains yet again.
Just a nice underneath throw. What Hartford is doing, they're bringing 4 wide into the game. And rarely do you have as many receivers that you can do that. But the nice thing that they do have is Dixon is basically your first down back. Here's Booker coming out of the backfield. McCown does a nice job stepping up, feeling the pressure. And you have a guy like that, you watch Cato June right there miss that first tackle, and it allows Booker to pick up the first down.
Kevin Jones is in the game, and that's a big hole on the right side. Another first down. Kevin Jones, the former first-round pick of the Detroit Lions. Chris Palmer told us he was going to try to get Jones involved in the game today, and he gets involved early.
This is your basic off-tackle play. You have your true fullback in the game. Nice job leading up inside. You pick up the Mike Backer, and you want your running backs to do that. Kids sitting at home coming right at you in your TV screen. Lower your shoulder. Anytime this guy gets out in space, he's going to get yardage. He's going to pick up first downs.
Kevin Jones had 1,000 yards rushing in his rookie year with the Lions. Only 3 guys have ever done that in history. Sims and Sanders, the other 2. So inside the red zone, Hartford. McCown looks right, now scrambles to his left, throws off his back foot to the end zone, and it is caught with a flag down. Would be a touchdown for Hartford if it stands. It appears to be Taurus Johnson on the score.
The flag has to be pass interference on Omaha.
Pass interference defense, number 37. That penalty declined, touchdown.
So Hartford on the board early. Very efficient job by Josh McCown moving the ball down the field, splitting it between his wideouts and his running backs, and they lead 6-0.
McCown's looking to the right. They had a combo route with 2 tight ends. And Calvin Lowry, number 37, defensive back, lost sight of the football. You see, we didn't get a good look at it right there. But when you turn your back, it allows the quarterback to throw you in a spot where only you and the receiver can see it.
Melhoff with the extra point, and it is Hartford with an early lead at home. They've got Omaha 7-0.
After the final horn, Nesson keeps every game on ice with Bruins Overtime Live, bringing you post-game reaction, live commentary, NHL scores, and expert analysis. Bruins Overtime Live, presented by Ace Ticket, only on Nesson.
Antiques can be nice, but you wouldn't want an antique computer, or an antique TV, or an antique remote control. So why are you still using an antique cable network created in 1948 for your 2010 TV? It's time to hook your TV up to a 100% fiber optic network. It's time for Fios. Visit Verizon.com/getFios.
I like to play soccer, and maybe I'll get 5,000 women that like to play soccer. Fantastic, but so what? With eHarmony, everything's so to the core. I think you stand a much better chance of meeting someone you really connect with.
Review your matches for free at eHarmony.com.
Nesson University drops the puck with Hockey East. The top teams in the country, rich in tradition, battle it out. Score! Friday, it's Boston University at UMass. Coverage begins at 7, only on Nesson.
You better run to Men's Warehouse. Suits are on sale, including designer brands and big and tall. Buy one and get a second suit for just $100. You're gonna like the way you look, I guarantee it.
7-0 Hartford at home. Early first quarter, a scoring drive of 8 plays, 57 yards, took 3 minutes and 11 seconds off the clock, culminating with the 18-yard touchdown pass from McCown to Johnson. Let's go down to the sideline. Tony Terzi's got the running back Lorenzo Booker.
All right, thanks very much, Brett. Lorenzo Booker, second in the league coming in, yards from scrimmage, and 2 big third down receptions.
Yeah, we know that we're the only persons that can stop us. I mean, we proved that in each of the first 3 games. And we know if we come out here and do that, no penalties, no turnovers, we could do that all day. I mean, and the parity in this league is what it is. I mean, it's everybody's on an even kill now. So, usually the team that wins is the teams that best protect the ball, don't get penalties, the teams that don't shoot themselves in the foot. We didn't do it on that drive, and so we got 6.
Lorenzo Booker and the Colonials on the board first here at Rentschler Field. Back to the booth, Brett and Zoe.
Booker had 45 plays on the field, Scott, last year. For a guy who's not the starter, that's a bunch of touches.
The more you can do. special teams, return game.
Confusion in the end zone between Shad Williams and Byron Ely. They finally gather that rock and take a knee. They'll begin at the 20. That's Shad Williams. He's the backup running back for Omaha. This is one of those I got it, you got it deals.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. And you heard earlier in the open where Chris Palmer said that on punt returns, he's going to put 3 guys back there. But when you put 2 back there, it's tough enough, as you saw just right there from the communication standpoint. And that's what coach is telling them right there. We got to understand who's catching the football, and the other guy get out front and help him block.
Amon Green in motion. Garcia over the middle, short to number 84, Christian Hopkins, the tight end.
I was watching Garcia in warm-ups, and he's one of those funny throwers where he's better on the move, meaning you watch Josh McCown play, he's got to have his feet underneath him. Garcia almost has that jump pass effect where his feet aren't fully on the ground. And I think it's due to size. I think it's because of in his career, especially in San Francisco, they love to use him on bootlegs. They like to put him on the move. Look for him to roll out a lot today, Brett.
Garcia to his left, lofts one. That's Ferguson. Had it in his fingers and then dropped it. Manny Collins on the pass defense.
That's a pretty throw by Garcia here. It's a quick 3-step drop. And considering these windy conditions, just a little bit of out of reach of his receiver, but you got to fade stop guys on that, meaning if the guy's covered in the defensive back as Collins had his back to the quarterback, put the ball in the spot where only your guy can see it, like Josh McCown did on the previous drive for the touchdown.
3rd and 5. They went 3 and out, did Omaha on their first possession, trying to avoid the same fate here. Garcia, quick slant. It's bobbled by Hall. He's trying to corral it, but he is swarmed by about 8 Hartford defenders, and I'm not sure if even he caught it if he had enough for the first down.
They're going to give him forward progression.
And he does move the chains. He did everything in his power to drop that ball, but he couldn't do it.
It's just a little quick slant to the backside. You see Garcia moving his feet again. He's throwing the football as he's falling away. It's amazing how accurate he is. Normally you got to have your legs, your hips into the throw. It's good concentration.
So 1st and 10 at the 31. Garcia, new set of downs. That's the tight end. Putzier in motion. Pitch right to Green. Takes it to the outside. Tries to turn the corner. Not a bad job. 7 yards and a flag down. The Omaha offense is walking backwards, which
it's got to be holding.
Yeah, and it is. So instead of 2nd and 3, they'll have 1st and 20.
Now, considering where that was thrown, it wasn't the guard that was leading on it. It had to be the tight end in motion.
Number 89, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
Robert Ferguson, the wide receiver, doesn't buy it.
Robert Ferguson right there, and hard to see it.
Yeah.
And that's the tough part being an offensive guy is you got to keep your hands on the inside. Anytime the hands go outside the defender's shoulder pads and you grab that back of the name or one of the numbers up on top, they're going to call holding.
Looked like a jump on the defensive line. Garcia throwing to his left over the outstretched arms of the tight end Jeb Putzier, former Denver Broncos draft pick, 2nd and 20.
By the reaction of Garcia, you can see that one is on him, not on Putzier. Putzier ran a nice route to the outside. A little flood, but let's take a look at Garcia again here. And you watch the feet. Seems like he got everything into that throw, but he knew it from the moment he started that one was going to be long and wide.
Mike Haas in the game at wide receiver, 3 wide for Omaha. Garcia pressured, steps up. He's got good legs, but throws before he gets to the line. Incomplete, intended for Christian Hopkins.
Nice play by Garcia, avoiding some pressure there. And the big thing is you got to have 4 down. You look at 4 down linemen have to have their hands down. Good pressure on the backside. But take a look at number 20, Ben Anula. undercut this.
3rd and 20. When you put yourself in these positions, not a lot of mystery for the defense about what you're going to do. They set up with 4 wide, Omaha. Shotgun for Garcia. Bobbles the ball on the snap, throws the slant to Hall. He is brought down short of the 35 and well short of the first end.
That's basically all you can do in that situation. And Coach Jags, nightmare scenario right there. What you want to do is get a quick completion, help your punting team out, and tell your defense, we got to go out, we got to get that football back.
Head coach of the Omaha Nighthawks, Jeff Jagodzinski, familiar to New England fans, having been the coach of the Boston College Eagles for 2 years. Justin Brantley punting for the second time. Nearly getting it blocked by Alex Lewis. And it will be down right around the 37. That is where Hartford will take over. They've got the ball and the lead. 7-0 early first quarter. Although there is a flag on the play, and so we will hold off before going to break, find out what that's all about. Dave Kataya is our ref. So sort this out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a holding call. It's going to bring it back. You're going to have to re-kick this.
And I think given the way that punt bounced, Omaha will be just fine with that. 35 yards in that last move.
Eligible downfield, number 55 on the punt. 5 yards will be added to the end of the kick. First down.
So no re-kick.
No, they'll keep it there. So now we will take a break. 35 yards on that punt. 31 on the first one for Brantley. He's struggling with the wind. We'll see what Hartford can do in a sec.
To help avoid dental problems, my dentist gives me ACT Restoring Mouthwash.
ACT kills germs, restores minerals, strengthens enamel. ACT Restoring. For strong teeth, act now.
And try New ACT, featuring SpongeBob SquarePants for 40% less cavities.
After the final horn, Nesson keeps every game on ice with Bruins Overtime Live, bringing you post-game reaction, live commentary, NHL scores, and expert analysis. Bruins Overtime Live, presented by Ace Ticket, only on Nesson.
2 paths from Massachusetts, Deval Patrick's or Charlie Baker's. Charlie Baker, lower taxes to create jobs and opportunity. Patrick, higher taxes. Charlie Baker, cut waste, spend wisely. Patrick, higher taxes. 2 paths, 2 plans, 1 future.
I'm Nick Ayers, Executive Director of the Republican Governors Association, and the Republican Governors Association approves and paid for this message.
You're looking for a used car? You gotta check out vhicks.com.
We had no clue what we were doing.
They made it really easy.
They got these new pre-owned video buying guides from Wheels TV.
They give you tons of information. Power Circle ratings from JD Power and Associates. The free Carfax reports.
Oh my gosh, thousands of dealers use Carfax in their listings. See things like mileage, service, the number of previous owners. It's awesome.
vhicks.com has your used car.
Research and find the exact used vehicle that's right for you at vhicks.com, your online resource to find your ride.
Colonials up 7-0 first quarter. A reminder that you can stay in the game with Nesson.com, the app for your BlackBerry. Get the power of Nesson.com. The scores, live blogs, and more right in the palm of your hand at Nesson.com/BlackBerry. Hartford going with the wind in this first quarter. They deferred the opening kickoff. So far, that's paid dividends for them. They score. Omaha struggling, punting twice. Colonials getting the ball back here.
Biggest thing you can take from the first drive for Hartford is the ability that they have to go to different guys at the running back position, starting the game with Booker. And of course, he had 2 nice catches to convert 3rd downs. But Dixon's a tough guy, and we've already seen Jones early in this game. So look for all 3 guys to contribute here on this drive.
And Jones is back in the game at running back now behind Asaph Schwab. They fake to Jones and then throw in the flat to the fullback. Asaph Schwab hasn't done much of anything this year in terms of catching the ball, but he catches one there. Good for about 4 yards, and he is down on the turf holding his left knee.
Yeah, and he's holding that left knee right there, Brett, but it's just an easy bootleg. They flood the left side, and McCown decided to go to Schwab early right there, and he took a helmet on the knee.
Eric Green, who's starting at cornerback for the injured DeMarcus Fagans, lays that lick.
You can see the left leg straighten out, and You don't want to get into injury specifics, but it looked like he hyperextended that left knee.
Asaph Schwab was an undrafted free agent with the Dallas Cowboys a year ago, did not make the team. He's a local guy, played at Weaver High School here in Hartford. In fact, was the player of the year in the state of Connecticut in 2004. So he loves playing in front of his hometown crowd, but he is on his back right now. While the Hartford staff tends to Asaph Schwab, we will step aside. Colonials with an early lead, 7-0 on the Nighthawks.
What's your 2:30 feeling like?
Sometimes my whole day is a 2:30 feeling. Get home from one job, start my second job, and I'm running on empty. So I turned to 5-Hour Energy. I was a little nervous at first, but my husband kept talking about how great 5-Hour Energy was. 0 sugar, only 4 calories. So I finally tried it. For once, he was right.
Told you so.
For both my jobs, I count on 5-Hour Energy.
5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now. No 2:30 feeling later.
Are your credit cards maxed out? Just making minimum payments or even behind on your bills? Call us now. Freedom Debt Relief's mission is to help you get rid of your credit card debt. Reducing America's credit card debt is vital for our economy. Now there's a program to help you. We offer the successful alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, or taking on new loans.
I had over $25,000 in credit card debt. Then I called Freedom Debt Relief and got my debt cut in half. I was debt-free in less than 24 months.
I went through a divorce and ended up with $17,000 in credit card debt. Then I called Freedom Debt Relief. They were able to settle all 7 of my credit card bills with one low monthly payment.
This program has saved our clients over $100 million. Don't pay another credit card bill until you've talked to us. This is a unique program that will get you relief and on your way to being debt-free. Make the most important call of your life today.
Call Freedom Debt Relief now at 1-800-230-9668. That's 1-800-230-9668.
Looking at the cleats up of Asaph Schwab, he was able to walk off the field under his own steam. Here's another look at the hit by Eric Green.
Yeah, take a look at the left knee. And he's actually lucky that Green hit him up higher where his quad muscle is. If that helmet goes down 2 inches lower and he hits him square on that knee, that could have been a devastating injury. Not that this isn't a serious injury, but he walked off under his own power, and as he got closer to the Hartford sideline, it seems like the injury started to go away for him.
2nd and 7 for Hartford. Lorenzo Booker in at running back, McCown in the shotgun. Thought about throwing, pulled it down, and ends up taking the sack courtesy of Demetrin Veal.
This is tough here on 2nd and 7 to give up a sack like this. But McCown wanted to throw that quick slant to the backside. Well, let's remember, if he pulls that ball in right there, tries to get it back in the chest cavity, if he would have got hit from behind, you know, that still would not have been a fumble. Then we're starting to get back to what the tuck rule is. And the rules here in the UFL are pretty much the same as the National Football League.
3rd and 15, McCown. That ball's deflected at the line and falls harmlessly incomplete, which is probably a good thing because he risked badly an interception deep in his own end. You're alluding to the tuck rule in the NFL. There is a slight difference between the tuck rule, which exists in the NFL, and has a modification here in the UFL. If you're trying to bring the tuck in, when you're holding the ball to pass, any intentional movement of the hand starts a forward pass. It is a fumble if the player loses it as he is attempting to tuck. The punt from Jai Bond, his first of the day. This is with the wind at his back. The return is Shad Williams, and not much of one as he's corralled at his own 15.
Nice job by Manny Collins getting down there to make the tackle. And sometimes when you have wind like this, it's easy to outkick your coverage.
And he outkicked it to the tune of 48 yards on that punt. He was kicking it upwards of 50 and 55 during warm-ups with that wind blowing at his back. So Omaha praying for this first quarter to end so they can get the wind at theirs. Nothing doing for them on offense so far as Jeff Garcia tries to get it in gear. There's Manny Collins, the Rutgers product.
You're right, Brett. It hasn't been pretty for them. At this stage, they need to line up and just run some football plays, get the running game going.
Garcia rolling to his left, nearly sacked, somehow escapes it and throws the pass complete to the tight end Christian Hopkins. That was very nearly a sack by Michael Spicer. I mean, at 40 years old, Garcia's still got some stems.
Exactly what we talked about in the open, and these are the nice things that Jeff Garcia can do from the quarterback position. Little pump fake, gets his feet back under him, and throws it to the big tight end. They have 3 different tight ends, all different skill sets. You can see the legs on that guy. You get that guy open in space, he's going to run over some people.
And for the first time today, Maurice Clarett is in the game for Omaha, the troubled running back out of Ohio State whose issues have been well chronicled, and he gets the ball here on the hand from Garcia, makes some moves, picks up about 3. Maurice Clarett, a very interesting story, and if the UFL is a place for some players, Scott, for redemption, here's a guy who could use some.
Absolutely, and let's hear from John Chandler with about Maurice Clarett. As we continue to take a look at Clarett here, and Brett, you know, we were here a good couple hours before the game, and you can't question the work ethic. First player on the field 2.5 hours prior to pregame, it was Maurice Clarett out there catching footballs, already trying to judge how was the wind going to affect him today.
Takes the carry here and gets absolutely buried in the backfield by Emmanuel Cook, the cornerback, who gets some solid penetration. Clarett has just carried the ball 9 times in the first 3 games up to now, trying to work him in as he relocates his football legs. It's been a while for him, Scott.
It has, and he had big, thick legs coming out of college, but he had that speed to kick it out to the sideline. Great running backs have that ability to get to that second gear, meaning they could get through the line of scrimmage and get up on those linebackers. But this guy, when he came out, Brett, he had the ability to kick it to the sideline, get it into that next gear, and run past safeties.
3rd and 6 here, 3 wide. Clarett is the lone running back. Garcia scrambling to his right. Oh, and he had the catch with Clarett wide open, and there's some of those football skills, the hands, the touch, the finesse that after a couple years away from this game are going to take a while to come back.
Those are gimmies right there. You've got to be able to make this football play, and for him to further his career, he's got to catch this ball, turn it up the sideline, and show people that he could still run.
So 3rd possession for Omaha in this first quarter, all 3 of them resulting in punts.
Clarett right here, he's going to run down and cover this punt.
He's got to get some reps, even on special teams at this stage. He's the 3rd string running back at step toe, and he decides not to field it, and that ball will bounce out of bounds right around the 30. So still nothing going on for Omaha on offense. Hopefully when they turn it around, they will get something going. Hartford leads 7-0.
13 years, 2 accidents, no hassles.
21 years, 0 regrets.
Amica customers feel really good about their auto insurance. Call us today and find out why. You could save hundreds by switching to Amica.
You may have forgotten what great service feels like. Trust me, you will get used to it.
When you call Amica, they explain all your options, ask the right questions, and you get the coverage you should have had all along.
Amica has been nationally recognized for customer service and financial stability year after year. So you know Amica will be there for you. Call today.
When I had my accident, Amica was so efficient, so fast, so nice. It kind of restores your faith in how insurance should be.
Let's see, award-winning service, strong company, saving money.
Come on, this is an easy call.
Call us at 877-70-AMICA right now and find out how much you can save. There's no obligation, and we make it easy to switch to Amica.
The car insurance you choose really matters. Don't mess around. Call Amica.
Whew, this chalupa's huge. I can barely finish it. Joe Girardi?
You're done, kid. I gotta pull you.
Joe, I got a couple bites left.
Nah, you said you could barely finish. I'm gonna make a move.
Okay.
I take it from here, kid.
Mo?
It's the biggest chalupa in the game. Taco Bell's new Double XL Chalupa. Double the beef, loads of nacho cheese sauce, and tons of toppings in a monster chalupa shell.
Kid chewed a heck of a chalupa today.
Yeah, for a rookie.
Think outside the bun.
In keeping with Hartford's philosophy of mass substitutions, they've got a new quarterback. It's Ryan Perrilloux, the former LSU and Jacksonville State product, who is such a versatile player, running and throwing. This is a guy that Chris Palmer compares to Tony Romo, Scott.
Yeah, he's infatuated with him. The pure talent aspect of this kid's ability just to sit in the pocket and throw. Chris's job is to tame him and to make sure he understands it and to hone those skills. But he's not afraid to play him, and that's the great thing about this league is Chris feels everybody should play. So they will rotate him. It's going to be a case as McCown will go 2 series, Perilou will come in for 1. McCown will go for 2, back to Perilou for the 1, regardless of the situation of the game.
So right now you got your second-string quarterback and your third-string running back, Kevin Jones, that former first-round pick of the Lions, taking the carry there, good for 3. Josh McCown saying of Perilou that he's got all the physical tools to make it in this league and any other one he wants to play in. He's just got to get his head wrapped around the mental aspect of being a quarterback as he throws to his left. That ball tipped at the line by Jay Moore, the defensive end.
This is a great example of it. You know, he's looking right, it's 1, 2, 3. He turns, and he's already winding up the throw without looking, and what happened? The defender undercut it, forced him to throw it into the ground. And that's one of the reasons Josh McCown is here, too, because he wants to work with Chris Palmer. McCown could have been the backup quarterback to Jay Cutler with the Bears, and everything Cutler's going through now, McCown could easily have been the starter for Chicago.
2 running backs now, Dixon and Booker, and the hand inside on the delay is to Booker. He runs into a pile right around the line of scrimmage. They may give him 1, but he will be short on 3rd down. It'll be the punting team coming on, Jai Bond for Hartford.
So here you go. Great coaching moment right here. Chris Palmer grabbing his quarterback, telling him what happened.
You went to the right side.
And as you can hear him tell him, keep your eyes down the field. Exactly. He's looking to the right, hurry up and tried to come back to the left side and force that throw.
So we'll see Perilou again. They're basically doing an alternation as we see the fair catch called for. And that ball was on the ground for just a second, but I believe it was corralled. And it will be Omaha's ball as Shad Williams gets his hands on it. But we will see McCown for 2 series, Perilou for 1. McCown for 2 series, Perilou for 1. Let's go back down to Tony.
Injury update on Asaph Schwab down here on the Colonial sideline. He had previous ACL surgery on his left knee. He told one of our assistants, Lauren, that he is unsure if he is going to be returning this afternoon's game. So again, Hartford native Asaph Schwab, uncertain on his return today.
Well, that's good news, at least to a certain degree, because if he's thinking about returning, it probably means he didn't re-injure that ACL.
Great point. When you tear that ACL, you know you're not returning. I think he just hyperextended the knee, and as we watched on the replay, he's lucky he got hit on the leg as high as he did, because he could have had that whole knee blown up.
It'll be 2nd and 7 after the 3-yard gain on 1st down. Amon Green is in for Omaha. I doubt he'll be back with that thing wrapped up the way it is. Green was initially split out wide to the left, but Garcia redirects him, says, get behind me, I'm thinking about handing this thing to you. Now go in motion. Dumps it over the middle to Christian Hopkins, the tight end. Maybe good for 4. It'll be another 3rd and medium for Garcia as he tries to get this thing across midfield for the first time today.
Yeah, they got to get something going here. And what they wanted to do with Green wasn't line him up. The reason you do the motion and motion him out of the backfield is to take that safety and force him to the outside leverage a little bit more, which opens up that middle for the tight ends. And that's precisely where Jeff Garcia went with the football, to the left side for his tight end.
Got the tight end, Putzier, split out wide to the right. 4 receivers, no running backs. And the quick release again to Hopkins, the tight end, staying on his feet, getting out to the 35, and that will move the chains for Omaha first down.
The big thing when you go empty, and as we take a look at this set, here's your tight end right here to the left side. You've got to be 1, 2, 3, and let's get rid of that football, because somebody is coming free to hit the quarterback. That's the risky run when you go empty, but if you can make good decisions, if you get rid of the football in time, you can make big plays.
Hopkins has been the big receiving threat so far for Garcia in this game. That's DeVar Darling in motion. The hand. Rashad Williams with the ball this time, second string back. Just like Hartford is, they're really rotating their backs, getting work for Green and Williams and Maurice Claret in this first quarter.
And Coach Jagodinski is really trying to do things with formations. He took the tight ends and put them to the top of your screen, but you see Tank Daniels, number 52, the Mike linebacker, come up inside and meet that fullback at the point of impact. He did a nice job corralling Williams.
And there is no doubt that Omaha will let the clock expire, get out of this end of the field, and start things fresh in the second quarter. They do that. One period in the books, Hartford with a 7-0 lead. But how drastically things will change now with the wind at Omaha's back. When they get their first third down conversion on this drive, can they get it across midfield? Coach Jags talking to Jeff Garcia about exactly that.
This stuff is good.
Breaking open the crust, it was like a treasure.
I think it's kind of the zest to it. Have you tried this?
I love them. This is really good.
That's good.
This is the real deal. This is the stuff that we eat.
I absolutely love Crunch and Munch.
My whole family loves Hebrew National.
I love Peter Pan.
I absolutely
They love it.
My sons love it. I love.
My kids love it.
Oh, I love it.
My family loves it. I love it.
Hi, I'm looking to save money on my car insurance. How do I know if I'm getting a good deal? You should talk to the specialist. The specialist? He compares rates side by side. You could save hundreds. It's easy. Great. Okay, Pickles. Do your thing. Well, that's amazing. I trained him myself. I meant the... Okay.
Same coverage, more savings. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
I could go onto a site and go, I like to play soccer, and maybe I'll get 5,000 women that like to play soccer. Fantastic, but so what? If that's all I have in common, there better be the World Cup all year round, or we're going to be in trouble. There's no click. There's nothing deeper than that. With eHarmony, everything's so to the core. I think you stand a much better chance of meeting someone you really connect with, and that's more important to me than anything, you know.
Review all your matches for free at eharmony.com.
Music Drives Us is a recognized 501c3 charity organization that funds music education programs, supplies musical instruments to schools, sponsors music therapy programs, and much more. Only with your support are we able to continue funding these important projects. If you love music and want to give the gift of music to others, please go to musicdrivesus.org and make your tax-deductible contribution today. Let music drive you.
The United Football League on Nesson is presented by ConAgra Foods, by Rydell, and by Lions Den. 7-0 Hartford, beginning of the second quarter. Let's go down to the sidelines and Tony.
Welcome back here to the Colonials sidelines. Taylor Melhoff, the place kicker for the Colonials. Interesting conditions with all the wind swirling today, but you're used to it.
Absolutely, it's definitely a little windier than we've had thus far. But in a game like this, both teams have to deal with it, and I think the biggest thing is, we just have to focus that much more. And it's you got to hit the ball square. You don't know what it's going to do sometimes. Sometimes it's going at your back, and all of a sudden it's a crosswind. So you just have to, the warm-ups were important for us to see what it was doing, but you just got to do what you can.
Good luck to you. Taylor kicked at a very windy Camp Randall Stadium in college at the University of Wisconsin. John.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. You saw a little bit of Maurice Claret in this game so far here for Omaha. I was speaking to Jeff Jagodzinski, their head coach, right before the game. He said, absolutely, they're going to try and get Maurice as much work as he's had so far this season. He's been used very minimally up until this point. Remember, there's a lot of rust that he's trying to shake off. His last meaningful game going back to the national championship in 2003 for that 2002 season for the Ohio State Buckeyes. So expect to see much more of Maurice Claret. Jags thinks it's a matter of time before he breaks a big run for them.
John, thank you. That's our AOL Fan House sideline report. For more information on the UFL, go to fanhouse.com. 3rd and 7 here for Omaha. Garcia has some time, escapes the pressure, rolling to his right. He's going to keep that ball. Eludes the tackle, ball is on the ground, but it looks like Omaha kept it, and that may be good for a first down. DeVar Darling, the wide receiver. No, it's 19. Andrew Brewer who came up with the ball. Garcia nearly down.
Good job by Garcia getting to the outside. Watch number 58, Danny Lansana, come in and knock that ball out. I don't think Garcia was down.
Yeah.
You know what?
He was.
Looking at that again. Anytime part of the body from the knee, even including the elbow, hits the turf prior to that ball coming out, that runner should be ruled down.
Wouldn't have made much of a difference because he probably would have had the first down anyway, as Garcia fakes and then throws over the middle. Wide open is 81 DeVar Darling, but that ball was in his hands and then out.
Brett, you can't throw it any better than this. And now all of a sudden you start to see Omaha going more vertical with their passing game, and Garcia takes a shot.
It's Julius Williams delivering the hit onto Garcia after the release. Darling had both hands on it. He tried that double clutch to reorganize the ball in his hands, and that's when he lost it.
It's the pink gloves.
It's the pink gloves. Garcia 7 of 14 so far for 54 yards. Darling is the leading receiver on this team with 12 catches for $129 this year. 2nd and 10. Quick release, Ferguson puts a move, cuts back to the middle, out to the 40, and that'll be another first down for Omaha. It's all the wind, man.
It's Ferguson, too, being a veteran and knowing how to run routes. Certain guys are kept on football teams because you know where they're going to be, and you look at them on the inside slot. Right there's the catch, but here's the move right there. Makes one guy miss, and that's all it takes to pick up 6 extra yards, convert a first down. Now, all of a sudden, Garcia's starting to get in a rhythm. Then he calls timeout.
Manny Collins on that tackle after the 13-yard pickup.
Omaha.
Jeff Garcia didn't like what he sees. First time that he and the Omaha offense have been in Hartford territory today, and he wants to make sure that all his guys are on the same page. He'll conference with Coach Jags and restart after this.
My name is Jess, and this is my aha moment. Heidi was dribbling down the court with 2 hands, nestling underneath the rim, shooting it up granny style, watching it roll around, and whoosh through the basket. 2 points. The crowd erupted, there were tears, there was laughter. In that single moment, Heidi was no longer an individual with a disability. She was a basketball player, what she always wanted to be.
Mutual of Omaha, proud sponsor of Life's Aha Moments.
Here in Dallas, everyone loves the Cowboys, which makes it odd that our neighbor is a Redskins fan. He got NFL Sunday ticket, so now he can watch their games every Sunday, and that's fine. Live and let live. Right, baby? But I'm not so sure Troy Barkman is such a fan.
Watch your favorite team wherever you live. Upgrade to NFL Sunday Ticket today.
When you earn your GED diploma, the barriers in your life fall. Take the first step and get free GED information in your area at 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or yourged.org. Earn your GED diploma and begin your brighter future.
Hey, next Saturday at 6, check out the premiere of the Big Bad Bruins show with Catherine Tappan in this new series. Catherine talks to the players. Brick catches up with Cam Neely. And Nowco takes you on the road. Learn more at nesson.com/bigbadbruins. Fans in the house here at Rentschler today.
And all fired up for the season. Seems like it's been forever since they played. Coming back from Prague.
The Celtics are here in Hartford today, playing the Knicks. So 1st and 10 inside Hartford territory. Garcia. It's Putzier, the tight end, in motion. Reverses course. Hand off to Green. Right tackle. Carries a couple of guys with him for about 4.
That's a good pickup on first down, 4 yards. You watch Omaha operate offensively, and from a standpoint as personnel groupings and receiver sets, it's almost like they're too much finesse. When they want to run the football, you know it's coming because they put the fullback in, Here you go. You got a tight end. You bring him in motion, puts here, and they're showing you where they're going with the football. There's no trickery. There's no misdirection whatsoever. And then here we go. Now all of a sudden 4 wide receivers back in the game.
5 if you count Shad Williams, the running back who split out wide to the right. Garcia shotgun, a lot of options here, and no pressure. Now there is pressure, flushed, and throws to the one place on the field where there was absolutely no receiver.
That's a tough one as we have a flag down.
He had time, but if you wait long enough to unload the ball, there'll be pressure eventually on every play. Ineligible man downfield, says Dave Kataya.
Ineligible downfield offense. Both receivers on the line of scrimmage were covered. That penalty's declined. 3rd down.
Okay, so that explains it. I was wondering how the heck can you go empty and have an eligible man downfield?
They did not. They had too many guys on the line of scrimmage.
And that's my point. You're outthinking yourself right here, and you're trying to get too creative.
So 3rd and 6 now for Omaha. Roy Hall in at wide receiver along with DeVard Darling. Brewer in motion. Garcia to Brewer, diving on the inward slant, and that is gonna get another first down for Omaha at the 26. Garcia, after a slow start, beginning to find his rhythm.
Nice job on a quick little angle route. And what they're going to do is look to the left side of your screen. They're going to work on number 21, Kyle Whitehurst. And that's just easy pitch and catch for Garcia. And everything we talked about in the pregame, when you have windy conditions, you want to operate right around where the hash marks are to make those balls catchable for these receivers.
6 first downs now for Omaha. The hand is to Green. Hits the pile and spins across the 25 to about the 23. He's trying to get his season going. So accomplished in the NFL. Really hasn't found a gear yet this year, averaging just 3.4 yards per carry. Amon Green.
No, you're right, Brett. He really hasn't popped yet, and you think that this is going to be the game. If it doesn't happen today, they're going to say it's going to be next week. But you're not fooling anybody here again. You have the true I formation with the fullback in front of him. And I think that's the style of runner that he is. You look at all the years back in Green Bay, he always had a fullback. He wasn't a one-back set type of runner.
He's got the fullback Rendrick Taylor in front of him now. And he'll take the handoff going left tackle. Penetration. And he breaks the tackle and gets around the corner, pushed out of bounds finally around the 10. As Amon Green breaks off his biggest run of the year. Manny Collins finally bringing him down. Vince Ogabasi had a chance to drop him early in this play, but Green avoids the tackle.
There's Ogabasi right here, and the same thing on the previous set with Ferguson, being a good veteran and understanding how to set up guys, run the right route, just a little head fake. And when you're going up against a young corners are taught to watch the stomach of a ball carrier, because that's the only part on the body that doesn't move, that you can't get faked out with. Good job by Green setting up the defender to pick up the extra yardage.
5 carries, 21 yards for Green. Garcia, plenty of time, throwing end zone, looking for Christian Hopkins. He was the only guy on that side of the field. Ball well overthrown.
Yeah, I don't think Garcia liked what he saw. Thus, you get the throwaway. Smart decision right there. Last thing you want to do, take a holding penalty or a sack in this area of the field. He's looking right. He comes back to the left side, and you just see 2 guys in the same spot. Looks like there was a mix-up with the big tight end. You got a guy that's 280 and number 84, Christian Hopkins, trying to run a post corner there. That's tough.
Shad Williams in at running back now. Green out. Garcia to his left to Ferguson right around the 7. Pushed back, but they will have 3rd down inside the 10. Not 3rd and goal. They can get a first down if they get it to around the 2.5.
Look for some type of crossing route here where Coach Jags is maybe going to run that stack set. The last thing you want to do, I think, is throw a fade to the back corner to those pink pylons. You don't want the wind to take the football off the field of play.
3 wide receivers. Garcia to the end zone, and that is a touchdown for DeVard Darling. Came into this game as Omaha's leading receiver, and he's adding to those totals.
Nice quick throw by Garcia. At the bottom of your screen, number 19, Andrew Brewer, was the inside receiver, and all they did was run a nice little crossing route with he and Darling, which allowed Darling the open space on the slant route, and Garcia stuck it on the numbers.
Ryan Palmer was on the coverage. That was one of the matchups we were watching coming into this game, is how Palmer would cover Darling, as the extra point is good to tie the game. On that occasion, it was Darling getting the best of Palmer. We've got a tie game. It was a close one last month when they met. It is close again.
What's your 2:30 feeling like?
Sometimes my whole day is a 2:30 feeling. Get home from one job, start my second job, and I'm running on empty. So I turned to 5-Hour Energy. I was a little nervous at first, but my husband kept talking about how great 5-Hour Energy was. 0 sugar, only 4 calories. So I finally tried it. For once, he was right.
Told you so.
For both my jobs, I count on 5-Hour Energy.
5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now. No 2:30 feeling later.
Another New England winter is coming. Want to save a lot of money? Then seal out winter with NewPro windows, the best rated window for saving on heat and AC. Some people are saving so much on heating and cooling, they're not paying for NewPro. NewPro's paying them. How much could you save? Find out. Call NewPro.
Call before the busy heating season, and I'll save you 15% on every window. You're going to feel good with NewPro. I guarantee it.
1-800-GO-NEWPRO. Just when you thought you were done with your paint project, you discover paint bleed under your tape. Not anymore with patented Frog Tape. Frog Tape is the only tape treated with paint block technology. Watch how it works. Paint block reacts with water, simulating latex paint, and instantly gels to form a micro barrier that seals the edges of the tape, preventing paint bleed. Look at the results. With Frog Tape, no messy lines, no paint bleed. Frog Tape keeps paint out, keeps lines sharp.
A great value. Available at the Home Depot and other fine retailers.
Tie ball game 7-all. Jeff Garcia 11 of 20 so far for 88 yards. He's down on the sidelines with John.
All right, here with Jeff Garcia. And boy, windy day. You call this Canadian Football League weather here, yet here you guys are throwing the ball, and you look like you found some rhythm on that drive.
We started to find a little bit of rhythm. Third down conversions were huge for us. It's a battle out there, but hey, we're enjoying this game and trying to make plays, and fortunately finally put a drive together.
When you've got weather like this and wind swirling like this, is this a problem for you throwing the football? How do you deal with this?
I mean, it can have an effect, but you try not to think about it. Obviously, you're going to switch up some of your throws. You're not going to throw certain balls against the wind, but it's not too bad right now, so hopefully I could just make every throw and make the right reads and give our guys opportunities to make plays.
And you took a pretty big hit on that start of that drive. You feeling all right?
What hit? I don't remember.
All right, let's send it back up to the booth. Jeff Garcia, guys.
That's what made Jeff Garcia a fan favorite everywhere he played. He is not the biggest quarterback in the world, but he was always one of the toughest, Scott.
Good answer right there, quick. Always forget the big hit.
So Garcia, 89 passing yards. That was Gerard Lawson on the kick return. Hartford will take over at their own 22, 17 yards on that run back.
Nice job by Darling making up for the big drop where he ran the deep drag route earlier in the drive. And Garcia really threw some nice balls. And not that the wind has a lot to do with it, but I think that they called that drive differently. It's almost like they're too protective and they kept things too short to start this football game.
DeVry, McBride, Carter. They were the wide receivers. It is a run right tackle. Booker, who has been so valuable so far in this first half, running and receiving, as Hartford and Chris Palmer continue to rotate their backs. We saw Maurice Claret in their last possession. There was Booker, and now Kevin Jones cycles back in.
That's amazing. They just ran 4 new guys out onto the field, and they're not afraid to switch up personnel. They don't finish a drive with the same grouping that they started with.
Everybody plays, says Chris Palmer. And there is the running back, Kevin Jones, trying to turn nothing into something, and I think he did a pretty decent job of doing it.
He really did, showing nice balance, putting the hand down, the offhand to help keep his balance on that run. He's got a little pep in his step here. Take a look at the big guy, jumps over one defender, there goes down the hand, and then once nothing is there, he puts that shoulder down.
I mean, to me, that's a 5-yard gain, because even though it was only a 2-yard gain, it should have been a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, those are tough, especially when you're running it to the close side, meaning there's not a receiver to that side. Everybody knows that they can overload it. Kevin Jones did a nice job picking up some good, tough yardage there.
4 wide for McCown. Plenty of time looking to his right. That's Cindric's step toe, trying to corral that ball with his right hand only, unable to do so. 4th down, and now that Hartford has the wind in the wrong direction, they are struggling to put drives together.
Here you go, and you look at McCown's numbers. Both quarterbacks operating at about 50% today. And you can't really sit here and say that definitively the wind has not made them be efficient. I mean, the throws have been there. These receivers need to step up and help the quarterbacks out.
Jai Bond punting for Hartford. They're going to let that bounce, as Shad Williams has no desire to deal with that knuckleballing punt, and so Omaha will take over at their own 35. We've got a tie ball game. Chris Palmer out to an early lead, but he doesn't lead anymore.
You better run to Men's Warehouse. Suits are on sale, including designer brands and big and tall. Buy one and get a second suit for just $100. You're gonna like the way you look, I guarantee it.
I'm Andre Dixon, running back from the Hartford Colonials.
What a hit. He dives in for the score.
I go to UFL-football.com for team news, player profiles, apparel, stats, and anything else UFL related.
Visit UFL-football.com for the latest information on your favorite UFL players. The United Football League. If you like great football, you'll love the UFL.
It's Sunday afternoon. Time for football on Verizon Fios. The NFL in 100% fiber optic HD quality. That's a good start. But what's this? I can check my fantasy stats without changing the channel and get an alert anytime my team enters the red zone, and then watch every red zone play on NFL Red Zone. Watch out, Couch. You've got competition as Daddy's favorite. It's time for Fios. Visit Verizon.com/getFios.
After the final horn, Nesson keeps every game on ice with Bruins Overtime Live, bringing you post-game reaction, live commentary, NHL scores, and expert analysis. Bruins Overtime Live, presented by Ace Ticket, only on Nesson.
Omaha is 2-1 with a win today. They've got a chance to tie Las Vegas for first place in the UFL. Remember, the top 2 teams in the league will meet in the UFL Championship game on November 26th. It's a 10-week schedule, 8 games. Omaha had the unusual circumstances. You see the total yards. Omaha doubling up pretty much. Hartford so far. They had the unusual schedule with a bye in week 1. Then they beat Hartford in that 1-point affair. Then they beat Sacramento to go 2-0, finally losing to first place Las Vegas last week.
They do a heck of a job filling their stadium too, packed each and every home game.
Garcia deep, right side for Byron Ely, overthrows him as Ryan Palmer is all good on the coverage.
Not bad by Garcia here, but yeah, it seems like the wind really took this football. Pretty accurate throw, considering the conditions.
Yep, let's go ahead and go trips left, 500 jet thunder.
Not much you can do about that. Got to take a shot here or there, and that's a good job keeping the defense honest.
You can hear some of the microphones on the field picking up the coach's calls for Omaha. He said trips left. There are 2 wide receivers left here. Garcia, quick throw right side to Ferguson. Breaks 1 tackle. Ball is on the ground. Hartford has it. It's Danny Lansana, the former UConn star, and if they rule that that ball was loose before he was down, Hartford has the first big turnover of the game.
Ferguson really arguing his point that he was down by contact. Just a quick hitting little setup screen. That ball's out.
Yep.
Good call by the refs down there. Being right on top of it. Nice job by our camera crew. Getting 2 angles. He secured the ball. He made the catch. And he made a football move. That is a fumble.
Kenny Ingram knocking it loose on the hit, and Danny Lansana, who was all Big East playing here at Rentschler for UConn. 121 tackles his senior year here.
I mean, Coach Jags cannot be challenging this, right?
He is.
The ruling on the field has been challenged by Omaha.
That is going to be a challenge he does not win. All the challenges are handled up in the booth in the UFL, and so even though the coaches are the ones who can initiate the challenge, the referee is not involved, and you saw it pretty clearly on our first look.
I think it's pretty clear cut and dry. You have to catch the football, you have to secure it, and you have to have both feet on the ground and make a football move. Ferguson did both of those, 1 foot, 2 foot. You could clearly see that the right knee is nowhere near the ground. The ball almost hits the ground before the knee. So Coach Jags got some bad information from upstairs.
And we can also tell you that the officials in the booth are looking at these replays as you're seeing them. They're watching our feed, so as we play these replays for you at home, the booth officials are looking at them simultaneously, and they'll relay the call down to the referee.
Smart thing by Chris Palmer getting his offensive
The ruling on the field
together.
has been confirmed. 1st and 10, Hartford. Omaha is charged with a timeout and a challenge.
All right, so you heard referee Dave Kataya confirm the call on the field. Challenge not well used by Coach Jags. Hartford takes over. 1st and 10 at Omaha's 46. They've got the wind in the wrong direction, but they've got the ball in good field position.
To defend Coach Jags, sometimes you may trust a player just a little bit too much, and a guy like Ferguson, the type of veteran he is, if he says, hey, Coach, I grabbed that, I was down, sometimes you have your back way too much.
Omaha's had the ball twice as much as Hartford so far. Hartford trying to amend that. That is Andre Dixon, another former UConn product. So one Husky provides the turnover, another Husky takes the ball.
This play designed to go to the left side. Dixon with some nice vision, sees some daylight to the back door. He gets there, and that's a nice pickup on 1st down, 6 yards.
56 is eligible.
This is an area of the field where Chris Palmer, in a quick change of possession, would love to take a shot play, meaning go downfield here.
On the delay, it's Kevin Jones as the running back rotation continues for Hartford. That's going to be close to the 1st down marker, maybe half a yard shot.
Let's not forget, you are going into the teeth of this stiff wind, blowing left to right from where we sit here in the booth. So thus being 3rd and 1, this is 2 down territory here. If you don't pick it up, you got to have the thought that on 4th down, we're going for it. We're not attempting a field goal from this range.
2 down territory. McCown with Patrick Carter to his left. Hands to Jones, cuts back. Did he make enough of a move to get across the line? That may not be the question because there is a flag down.
It's going to be offensive holding thrown by the umpire.
Holding, offense. Number 73, that's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
Cliff Lewis, a backup guard.
There it is right there. You get that arm way outside the right side, right in front of number 12, the umpire. And that's the difference from the National Football League this year to the UFL. The umpire in the UFL stays where he should be, and that's right behind those linebackers. The National Football League has taken him and put him in the offensive backfield until the final 2 minutes of each half.
Booker in the backfield, so instead of 4th and 1, they've got 3rd and 11. That's Cindric Steptoe moving. McCown under big pressure, dumps it off. That's Booker. He's been dangerous on the screens, but that one was not well set up. And with 11 yards to gain in front of him, and a late flag thrown here on what might be some unsportsmanlike. See one of our female officials. That's one of the innovations that the UFL is promoting.
After the play was over, personal foul defense. Number 24. Late contact, 15-yard penalty. First down.
Eric Green, who is starting because of the injury to number 1 cornerback DeMarcus Fagans.
Number 56
that is
offense is eligible. 56 is eligible.
Saw number 81 for Hartford, Shire McBride, jumping up and down. I don't know if the receiver had baited him into any extracurricular activity after that whistle had blown.
Well, Eric Green cost his team here, the former Hokie, instead of having 4th down for Hartford. Now 1st and 10 at Omaha's 30. Andre Dixon back in at running back. Torres Johnson, who had the touchdown catch earlier. Play action. McCown running for his life, directing his receivers downfield. Throws right sideline. Is that catch made in bounds by Shahir McBride? They say no.
Let's take a look at McBride getting vertical here. Does a nice job settling in. Watch, it looks like he trapped it. I don't think he would have had both feet in anyway, Brett.
Yeah. McBride, the practice squad player for the Eagles 2 years ago, has 2 catches this year out of Delaware State. 2nd and 10. To Kevin Jones, stacked up after about a 1-yard gain. Welcome back to pro football, Kevin Jones.
When Kevin sits down tomorrow morning and takes a look at this film again, he's going to wish he could have this one back. He's more of a north-south runner, a lot of dancing and jumping around here in the backfield. Right there, you see him try and cut. And there was a hole inside that you could have driven a truck through.
He should feel pretty comfortable having Josh McCown hand him the ball. They played together with the Detroit Lions back in 2005. He'll come out of the game now. 3rd down, 9 yards to go. 3 wide receivers. McCown shotgun. Looking deep middle. That ball is underthrown and picked off. It's Clinton Hart. Back to the 20, trying to make something happen for Omaha. Covers up that ball, and Clinton Hart, who is a backup strong safety out of Central Florida, gets the turnover on the pass intended for Cindric Steptoe.
Yeah, it's a late throw by Josh McCown.
Big pressure from Dwayne White.
Yeah, but I don't think Dwayne White affected the throw. I just think the decision process of when and the timing you wanted to throw that football was so late. You got to realize you're down inside the 30. You've got to hit that back foot and release that football off a 5-step drop.
Clinton Hart played 7 NFL seasons for the Eagles and Chargers and Rams, and doing damage here in the UFL today.
This chalupa is huge. I can barely finish it. Joe Girardi?
You're done, kid. I gotta pull you.
Joe, I got a couple bites.
Nah, you said you could barely finish. I'm gonna make a move.
Okay.
I take it from here, kid.
Mo?
It's the biggest chalupa in the game. Taco Bell's new Double XL Chalupa. Double the beef, loads of nacho cheese sauce, and tons of toppings in a monster chalupa shell.
Kid chewed a heck of a chalupa today.
Yeah, for a rookie. Think outside the bun.
You want amazing? You need NBA League Pass.
Amazing can happen any night.
So you better watch.
NBA League Pass delivers the most NBA with more ways to follow your favorites.
Watch your favorite teams, your favorite players, wherever you are.
Sign up now for the best deal of the season.
If you love basketball, you need NBA League Pass.
For a limited time, get the early bird offer on NBA League Pass on DirecTV. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or go to directv.com/NBA.
When you earn your GED diploma, the barriers in your life fall. Take the first step and get free GED information in your area at 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or yourged.org. Earn your GED diploma and begin your brighter future.
33-year-old Clinton Hart, a veteran of 7 NFL seasons, only had 3 tackles, no picks coming into this game. He's playing behind Stuart Schweigert on this Omaha defense, but he's got a big impact today, played in 99 NFL games, and prolonging his career here as Omaha takes over on their own 25. Maurice Clarett back in the game for Omaha. Sends it deep into the line, picks up about 3.
Not the clock would be an issue at this point. The idea here, pick up a first down, then open things up. Last thing you want to do is quickly give the ball back to Hartford in this situation.
Clarett, second man in the eye. He'll take it on the delay. Muscling forward for perhaps another 3. Second has lost his toque. Third down for Omaha.
It's Clarett.
It's an interesting story. Clarett, drafted in the 3rd round by Denver in 2005, released during training camp that year, and then the legal problems and the time in prison and the great potential lost. You wonder when you see this guy play what could have been.
Yeah, because right there he did a nice job making the first guy miss, and it was Kenny Ingram, number 91. The linebacker had a shot at him in the hole. Clarett made a miss, and he picked up some yards.
3rd and 3. Garcia buying himself some time, looking for Roy Hall. Had it on his fingertips, and Garcia has been victimized a couple of times today by balls that maybe should have been caught.
Yeah, and it seems like he really aimed that one and made that more of a difficult throw than what it had to be. You can see he's a little frustrated with himself. They struggle to convert first downs when things get erratic and he has to move around.
So a little under 3 minutes left in this first half. Justin Brantley will punt it away for Omaha. Potentially some good field position for Hartford as they'll try to work the 2-minute drill with the wind going the bad direction. Cindric step-toe deep for Hartford. And it is a good one. On the retreat, he says, forget it, I'm going to let that go. And that goes into the end zone on a punt that would have been 70 yards if the end zone wasn't there.
That was a smart play right there, allowing that to go, and you allow your offense a chance here to operate, and they'll start at their own 20.
Normally they say let a punt go if you're on the 10 or back even further. He was standing on about the 15 when he made that decision.
You're right.
And it was a good one. A 69-yard punt from Justin Brantley. That's going to help his average.
So you're stuck at 7-7 here, and we've been at this score for a while now. Let's see what Hartford does, if they're gonna try and get the running game going, or if they trust McCown enough to operate this offense after the last turnover.
Steptoe stays in at wide receiver along with Torres Johnson, who has the touchdown. Inside handoff to Booker, who finds a hole on the right side, wrapped up nicely by Patrick Thomas, the linebacker. That could have gone for a little more.
Yeah, Patrick Thomas is lucky he made this tackle here. Did a nice job wrapping up Booker in the hole. Because if he bounce this outside to your right of your screen, the receivers on this Hartford team are so well instructed on blocking downfield, that could have easily turned into a 25-yard gainer.
Instead, it was good for 5. Booker finds a hole. Using those legs to drive that pile forward, that's going to be good for a first down. And with that, we will hit the 2-minute warning. Hartford trying to get something going before the end of this first half. They had success early in the first quarter with the wind at their back. Trying to get on the board and take the lead as we have an injury on the field. We'll update you on that in just a sec.
What's your 2:30 feeling like?
Sometimes my whole day is a 2:30 feeling. Get home from one job, start my second job, and I'm running on empty. So I turned to 5-Hour Energy. I was a little nervous at first, but my husband kept talking about how great 5-Hour Energy was. 0 sugar, only 4 calories. So I finally tried it. For once, he was right.
Told you so.
For both my jobs, I count on 5-Hour Energy.
5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now. No 2:30 feeling later.
Antiques can be nice, but you wouldn't want an antique computer, or an antique TV, or an antique remote control. So why are you still using an antique cable network created in 1948 for your 2010 TV? It's time to hook your TV up to a 100% fiber optic network. It's time for Fios. Visit verizon.com/getFios.
Ever wonder who's searching for you?
5 people searching for me? Oh, goody.
Go to mylife.com, the internet's leading people search site. Just type in your name and see if someone is searching for you for free.
Could be my old client. Maybe he wants me back.
At mylife.com, there are millions of unclaimed messages. You could have messages waiting for you right now. Go to mylife.com, type in your name, and see if someone is searching for you right now for free.
You're looking at Hartford Colonials offensive lineman Reuben Riley, a 26-year-old out of the University of Michigan who is lying on the turf, and we're not going to kid you on this one. This one was ugly. And Scott, the weird thing on this injury is that he didn't seem to be hit by anybody. If you are a little squeamish, you may want to look away from this one. There's your warning.
Yeah, there's a big look at him right there, number 68. It's the left leg, and it just gave on him.
And it is bent in a direction that a leg is not supposed to be bent, and you can tell how severe it is when you see the players from the other team take a knee in prayer. I mean, that's a tough one. Reuben Riley was on the practice squads of the New York Giants, the Miami Dolphins, the Washington Redskins. He blocked for Chad Henne when he was an undergraduate at Michigan and was a star offensive lineman down there, undrafted free agent by the Dolphins in 2005. So happy to be with this team in Hartford this year, but his, I don't want to speculate, but it would appear that he is done for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and they're going to the air cast right now, and the quickest thing you want to do is stabilize the injury to, I mean, I keep trying to look at it. There was no trauma. There's no point of impact. I mean, that's big guys like that. When you carry that much weight on your legs, sometimes the legs just give. I mean, we see guys all the time, receivers, running backs that are in mid-route, go to make a cut, and the leg just gives on them, and that's just, it's just football.
It's funny, he was listed, there's nothing funny about it, but he was listed on the injury report today, Reuben Riley, with a wrist problem. He was listed as questionable. That's about as far from your wrist as you can get, and we will just think good thoughts for Reuben Riley. Chris Palmer concerned about his players. He loves these guys. He has really in a short time developed some close relationships. He drives them in his personal car to and from practice during the week. It's a tight-knit bunch, and Chris Palmer has said, I love being around these guys. You know, it's a guy who doesn't need to be coaching, right? But he is, and this has got to hurt him tremendously.
It is a true story, and you know, I spent some quality time with Chris when he was our quarterbacks coach in New England, and he is one of the guys. He liked being in there early with the guys, hanging out, just talking about other things than just football, and he truly cares, you know, about what's going on in your life, and he wanted football to come back here to Hartford. He felt indebted to the state. His coaching career began here, his playing career, and as you see him coming out to make sure that Reuben's doing okay or doing as best as he can be doing right now.
Chris Palmer is from Danbury, Connecticut. He went to Immaculate High School there, later played quarterback at Southern Connecticut State. He was the head coach at BU for a period. He was an assistant coach here at UConn for a period, and of course had a lot of success in the pros, most notably as the head coach of the Cleveland Browns 1999 and 2000. And you can tell that he's concerned about his young man, Reuben Riley.
It's amazing how quick both sides, as far as medical personnel treating Reuben Riley as he was injured, got to him. I think people knew that it was pretty dire what happened to him.
So they're calling now for the ambulance to, that's what they're waving for. The medical staff is waving for the ambulance to bring the stretcher right out onto the field. They've got sort of the golf cart thing here, but they don't want to have to transfer him more than once. So the ambulance crew and every stadium in pro sports now has an ambulance standing by with certified medical technicians, and that's why they're here for stuff like this. So they don't want to mess around by putting him on the golf cart and then retransferring him into the ambulance. They're going to do it once and get him to the hospital.
And this is part of the game, and this is what each and every one of these players does, and they put themselves at risk when you come out here for 3 hours every day on game day. And this could have happened in practice, Brett. I mean, this just didn't have. It's not because he's playing in the game. It's not because he got hit from somebody.
Just reminding you, it's UFL football on Nesson. Brett Haber and Scott Zolak, along with Tony Terzi and John Chandler, were at Rentschler Field in Hartford as medical staff tend to the injured Reuben Riley from the Colonials offensive line. We will let them do their jobs, take a break, and be back right after this.
All new from Original Nesson Entertainment, it's Made in New England. Local shows with a local flavor. Go inside the homes of New England's favorite sports heroes with After the Game.
Welcome to my house. Come on in.
And meet New Englanders who are changing the world and changing our lives in Shining City. Plus, our old pal Fitzy hits the road for a second season of Pocket Money.
I love you, Fitz.
I love me too. Thank you.
It's all new, and it's all made in New England. With all new episodes each Friday only on Nesson.
After the Game, Nesson's new show that goes inside the homes of your favorite New England athletes. See how they unwind.
I come here, I relax. It's so peaceful.
And discover some things that may surprise you.
The cameraman haven't passed out, so it can't be that bad.
A lot of people watching this must think I'm nuts.
You'll also learn how their remarkable work off the field is changing people's lives.
We've started up schools. We've started up summer programs.
After the Game, presented in part by Ace Ticket and Hess. Catch a new episode every Friday only on Nesson.
Well, this is what you want to do. You want to win.
He scores! That's a beautiful goal!
Left fist in the air from Reuben Riley as he is wheeled off, but then those hands quickly back to cover his face, hiding the anguish and pain of the injury he has just suffered. If you didn't see it before our break, we're not going to show it again. Our apologies for that, but in our best judgment, that's not something we want to show too often. It was ugly. Meanwhile, we are back ready to play ball. 2-minute warning has passed. 1st and 10 for Hartford on their own 31. The handoff is to Dixon, or is it Booker? It's Booker. And you can see Reuben Riley. He's going to go straight to that ambulance. And Scott, in a situation like this, for both teams, how do you regather yourself and concentrate on football when you just saw one of your teammates or even your opponent have that happen to them?
Well, it's unfair to say, but it will be easier for Omaha. The big thing that Hartford needs to remember is that they prepared for a football game, and their job is to come out here and play. And for every guy that goes down, there's an opportunity for the next one to step in, and that's what you have to do.
McCown handing to Booker on the delay. Gain of 4. It'll be 3rd and 3 for Hartford.
Omaha stops the clock here smartly, trying to get the ball back.
Swap 30 seconds timeout.
Seems like Hartford was content on running this clock out and going into halftime tied up at 7.
And if Omaha does get the ball back, they'll have the wind in the good direction. Our best wishes to Reuben Riley. Certainly got everybody in the building that's connected with the medical care tending to him. That's a tough one. It's it's funny. Again, not funny, but Joe Theismann just became the owner of the Florida Tuskers, and when you see an injury like that, how do you not think back to the Lawrence Taylor hit on Joe that ended his career?
And that's the hard part as an athlete. Immediately when that trauma hits and when that impact hits, it's adrenaline that kicks in and you think you're okay. Then when it starts to settle as time passes here, 20 minutes after the injury, I think reality's setting in for Reuben, and it's tough to come to grips with as an athlete.
3rd and 3. Booker again on the hand, trying to turn the corner, and he does. And he will get some yards on this one across midfield out of bounds at Omaha's 45. So on a 3rd down, Omaha was thinking we'll take a timeout, maybe get the ball back and try to do something ourselves. Instead, Hartford threatening.
That's a huge run right there by Booker, because now Chris Palmer's team has a chance to get a couple plays together. You're at the 1 minute mark. You've got to remember that you were down inside the red zone on the previous drive when McCown threw the interception. You want to have some quick hitting things, but you've got to pick up some yards in chunks here.
Time for McCown. Over the middle, it's Booker, the running back. He has been a reliable outlet for McCown all day long, all season long. Continues to be. Gain of 7 there.
Hartford.
And a timeout called by Hartford.
A 30-second timeout.
Work this final drive of the half.
Hartford has 2 timeouts remaining now.
This timeout brought to you by ConAgra Foods Foundation. Child hunger ends here. No timeout, or pardon me, 1 timeout left for Omaha, 2 for Hartford. Andre Dixon remains in the game. Patrick Carter at wide receiver. It is 2nd and 4, ball at the 38. This is wind in your face time, so field goal range would be closer to the goal line than you might normally expect for Tyler Melhoff, who was perfect on the year, 6 for 6. McCown inside handoff to Dixon. Not a whole lot going on, and I don't think he has the first down. It should be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and it's not the result Chris Palmer was looking for.
Hartford, their second charge timeout, a 30-second timeout.
What he did is he went to the subset, meaning it was 4 wide, and he tried to get the draw play here to Dixon going with the thought that Dixon would pick up the run off the draw, get the first down, then you could use the clock play, spike it into the ground, kill it, and then let's reset, let's huddle, and let's take 2 shots at the end zone.
There have been 2 touchdowns in this game. The first one on the first drive, and it was Josh McCown to Taurus Johnson.
Nice job moving with the football, making a play when something wasn't there. Good job by Johnson looking back. And of course, Omaha with the big drive, and once they got the wind behind them, quick strike on a slant to Darling for the touchdown, which tied the score at 7.
And that's where we stand as we approach the half. The handoff is to Kevin Jones as they continue to rotate those running backs. He picks up the first down. Another timeout here as Hartford uses its last one. First down.
Timeout, Hartford.
It's a rather odd use of 3 timeouts. Bang, bang, bang. You'd like to keep one in your back pocket, and now you're under the thought process that if we get a play here, the time's running down, we may not have a chance to line up. So Chris Palmer's telling his team on the sideline, let's go field goal unit, be ready to go. We may have to run you onto the field. You don't have time to set up and take your time.
You can hear the defensive coaches from Omaha saying, be ready, they're going to take a shot. And that's probably a good bet. 33 seconds on the clock. There's Melhoff. He hasn't missed, although he hasn't dealt with a wind like this. McCown to his left. Carter has got it, spins loose, down to the 10. They're going to want to hurry up and get to the line and spike that ball. Patrick Carter, who came in with 13 receptions, gets them deep into Omaha territory. McCown snaps it, dunks it, falls on his butt, and they'll go for the end zone again.
Boy, Josh McCown complicated that play about as much as you can.
It doesn't have to be pretty when you're just throwing it into the, throwing a lawn dart like that, but this was a gorgeous pass.
That's a good little double pump fake to the left side. You get the catch, but this is the reason why you want to save one of those timeouts. So maybe you could talk about it. He's telling his offensive unit right now, guys, we've got 3 chances to take a shot at the end zone. Actually 2 chances, because now with the clock playing, they're facing second down.
From the 10. McCown over the middle, got a man, Cindric step toe in the end zone. Touchdown Hartford, they lead.
Perfect play call by Chris Palmer here. Steptoe was matched up one-on-one with a linebacker. It's the bunch set towards the bottom of your screen. And all McCown had to do was wait until he cleared that first set of defenders, and it was one-on-one matchup with Patrick Thomas, the middle linebacker. Offensively, you should be able to win 10 out of 10 times with that matchup.
Melhoff connects on the extra point, 10 seconds on the clock. The first play was a 23-yard reception to Patrick Carter, and then Cindric Steptoe, who had just 5 receptions all year coming into this game, finishes the job. 10-play, 80-yard drive, just 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Beautiful use of the clock by Chris Palmer and Hartford.
There's your bunch set down at the bottom, and all they did was take the inside receiver, ran him vertical, and they brought Steptoe underneath. But Brett, go back to what happened at midfield. It was Booker, and here comes the route. Right there on the backer, he gets behind him, he clears it, great throw by McCown. Booker got this drive going with the big run on 3rd and 3. That enabled Hartford to set up, call some things offensively, and get them going, and that's a nice drive into the teeth of this win.
And give Hartford credit for being able to regroup after the horrific injury to their offensive lineman, Reuben Riley. Long delay that kind of sapped the momentum out of their offense. At least you would think it might have, but no, it didn't. They get that drive going, they resume, and stick it in the end zone right before halftime, and they lead.
That's a great point you bring up, and now some separation from McCown, as you just saw. Now he has 8 touchdown passes on the year. Coming into this game, he had thrown for 6, Jeff Garcia had thrown for 6, and Dante Culpepper also had 6.
Short kick taken by one of the up men. It's Mike Peterson, the fullback slash tight end for Omaha. Had about the same effect as a squib kick, although that's not what they intended either way. There'll be 7 seconds on the clock when Omaha gets the ball, and there's a good chance they'll take a knee.
Yeah, you got to take a knee here. Last thing you want to do is have the chance of Jeff Garcia running around, and that's what he likes to do, get outside the pocket. Any sort of strip sack with a pickup scoop and a score would be devastating for Omaha.
Garcia actually hands the ball off, and there's a big hole up the middle for Amon Green. Not big enough to do any damage with that. We'll pad Amon's stats a little bit, but the gun goes off. And at halftime, it is the home team in control. Hartford with a late touchdown courtesy of Cindric Steptoe. Leads by 7, 14-7, as they seek revenge on Omaha for the loss they suffered 4 weeks ago. Halftime festivities on the way. Colonials lead by 7.
Let's face it, we all have times when we feel weak and run down.
I'm a student right now, so I'm pretty stressed out of my mind.
Okay, I need a break. Can I just sit down for a second?
So what if I told you that regaining your strength and feeling renewed was as easy as wearing this?
That is so cool.
That's crazy.
This is great. What is it? Wow.
Hi, I'm Art Edmonds, and all of these people are excited about iRenew, the revolutionary bracelet that uses natural frequencies to promote strength and wellness. Just watch these strength and balance tests. Without iRenew, these people couldn't even stay on their feet. After slipping iRenew on, they were amazed at how their balance was instantly restored. And these aren't actors, just regular people experiencing iRenew's effects for the first time. Athletes wear it, celebrities wear it, and you've heard the buzz about it on Talk TV and the internet. Just put it on and you'll experience the difference immediately.
Oh, I need this when I walk my dog. She always takes me for a ride.
Well, the balance alone is amazing.
That is something else. Highly recommended.
Every iRenew bracelet is programmed with the natural frequencies that your body positively responds to.
The iRenew bracelet is giving me energy and it's giving me balance.
I notice that I sleep through the night like a baby.
iRenew makes me stronger and more flexible.
Once you balance your body's energy with iRenew, you balance your overall health.
Athletes and celebrities have paid hundreds, even thousands of dollars to get their hands on this technology. But now you can get your iRenew for just $19.99. And because we want you to help spread the word about iRenew, we'll send you a second one free. Just pay separate processing. As soon as you get it, put it on and do the demonstrations for yourself. If it doesn't work exactly like you've seen in this commercial, put it back in the box and send it back for a full refund. No questions asked. You get 2 iRenew bracelets, a $40 value for just $19.99. iRenew your life right now.
Hey, Cole right here, back at the NESN HD Television Center with your NESN Daily Need to Know. Now, it's been almost a week since the Black and Gold laced up their skates against outside competition, but tonight in New Jersey, Claude and company take the ice against the Devils in their first regular season game on American soil, and it looks like they've worked out all the kinks.
Ryder flicks it forward. Tyler Sagan's got a chance for his first goal, and he scores!
It's always tough to come out a little bit longer break and start where you ended the last game, and I think that has to be our goal, to play with intensity and be focused and avoid little breakdowns, and that's what we're trying to do tomorrow.
And Rask has been called upon to make a lot of important saves for the Bruins tonight.
You know, we really tried to just keep going where we were left in Prague. You know, it was a great game for us, and we really kept the tempo up in practice this week, and just trying to do things in a good high tempo all the time and get ready for tomorrow's game.
I think everything we play all around the game. It was a good game, and you know, the breakout forecheck, we got 3 goals, which is good enough to win a hockey game. So just keep playing the same way as we did last game, and it will be fine.
We just got to kind of maybe remind ourselves a little bit of what we did well in the last game that we played, and bring that back to the game tomorrow against New Jersey.
Switching gears, where New England Sports Ventures announced the completion of the purchase of Liverpool Football Club with a $476 million deal yesterday. The Red Sox ownership group acquires the Premier League club after a dramatic transatlantic court fight. NESV, Liverpool FC released a joint statement yesterday. Quote, "We are committed first and foremost to winning. We have a history of winning, and today we want LFC supporters to know that this approach is what we intend to bring to this great club." End quote. Coming up on NESN Daily tonight, we'll have a complete recap of the Bruins as they take the ice against the Devils. All that and more on NESN Daily, brought to you by Sun Life Financial. Annuities, employee benefits, life insurance.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. No. Wait. Now if I want to.
Oh! Oh!
Man. Do me. Oh! Oh! I just puked in my mouth. Come on, give it to me. Oh, OMG! Wow. You good? We're good. Oh.
Looks like we're going to be here all season.
Can't get enough football?
Touchdown!
The United Football League. If you like great football, you'll love the UFL.
No way!
Really?
Seriously?
You're kidding.
It's true. People who switched to Amica for auto insurance saved hundreds of dollars. So call Amica today.
This is the Amica that people rave about?
With all the customer service awards?
I can save money with that Amica?
If you call today, you can save hundreds and get award-winning service. We're also nationally recognized for financial stability.
People keep saying, call Amica.
But I don't know, I just figured it would cost more.
People save money every day by switching to Amica. So if you're shopping around for auto insurance, or if you're ready for a change, call 866-48-AMICA.
My friend has Amica, and when she had her accident, she was really impressed by how well they treated her.
Amica is there for you, and you'll know it the first time you call. We'll explain your options and get you the coverage you really need.
You know what? I like getting special treatment.
Hey, let's do this. Oh, what's the number?
Saving money, award-winning service, the right coverage. There are so many reasons to call Amica now.
Big deal days are back and bigger than ever. Right now, go to Priceline for a sneak peek at recent winning hotel bids to find where you can save up to 60% off hotels. We guarantee you'll get a big deal. But hurry, big deal days won't last long. Only at Priceline.
NESN connects with the Massachusetts Breast Cancer Coalition and their dedication to breast cancer prevention research and awareness. Not one more woman, not one more generation. For information on how you can help, visit mbcc.org.
Back at Rentschler Field in Hartford, this afternoon's halftime report is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Lots of extra features that won't cost you extra. Now that's Progressive. Visit progressive.com today. Little halftime entertainment going on. Colonials lead it 14-7. Second half is on the way. While we have a minute, let's take you inside the Colonials locker room. Tony Terzi is with Coach Chris Palmer.
All right, here with Colonials head coach Chris Palmer at halftime. Coach, things seem to be moving a little bit smoother for you than
than they had of late. Not as many turnovers, penalties. Nice beginning and end to the first half.
Well, it was big going and scoring just before half into the win. It's key there for the first half. But, you know, the wind is still a factor, and we still have 30 minutes to go. So we got to come out and continue to play the way we're playing.
Lorenzo Booker, big on the first drive and in keeping this one going.
A great player, doing a great job for us, and I'm pleased with all three running backs.
Reuben Riley, what do you know about his leg?
It doesn't look good. We'll have more information later on.
All right. Colonials head coach Chris Palmer joining us here just before halftime. Headed over to John at the Omaha locker room.
All right, here with strong safety Clinton Hart. Obviously, that's not the way you guys want to end the half. First of all, what happened on that drive?
Well, you know, they drawed us and screened us a little bit, but we got to rally to the ball. You know, Booker's a good running back. You know, he's going to make some guys miss, and we just got to contain him and just keep playing out there. It's a good game. We knew it was going to be a good game, and, you know, we just got to keep fighting to the end.
You had a big interception here in the first half, and your defense without four key players, three of them starters, you know you have to pick up the slack for those guys.
Yeah, some guys are down, but we got to keep rolling. You know, we got some good guys out there, and our D-line got some pressure on him, and, you know, all the secondary, all we trying to do is make some plays on the ball. You know, he threw it up, I went and got it, you know, and we just got to keep putting the ball in the offensive hand, and they'll get it going.
All right, Clinton Hart, thank you for your time. Let's go back up to you guys in the booth.
All right, John and Tony, thanks very much. Scott, Hartford came into this game with the #1 ranked offense in every category, overall scoring, passing, and running. And as Chris Palmer expected, they're leading.
Yeah, and they can move the football and take away that interception, and they've looked pretty sharp. Booker's the big guy. They got to find ways to get him the ball more in the second half.
Let's show you our highlights from the first half. There were 3 touchdowns. Colonial struck first, and it was McCown finding Torres Johnson.
Yes, nice job right here, making something when you don't have a play, keeping the play alive, and Johnson did a good job coming back for the football.
That made it 7-0 Colonials, but Omaha would answer, courtesy of the 40-year-old Jeff Garcia. This is DeVard Darling.
Yeah, a little bit of wind behind him on this drive, and it seemed like they finally got in a rhythm, ran a nice little crossing route, and that's a quick slant for the touchdown. And, of course, Booker on the big run on 3rd and 3, which kept this drive alive. And a nice job by Steptoe getting behind the linebacker, and McCown making a nice accurate throw to take a 14-7 lead.
Steptoe came into this game with a bit of a knee issue. He was questionable coming in. I'd say he's a little better than questionable now, scoring the touchdown that put the Colonials ahead. Here are your first half numbers. Omaha with the edge in the running game thanks to their combination of backs, but it is Hartford.
Brett, deceptive right here.
Yeah.
Over 16 minutes, 16 and a half, almost to be exact. Omaha has had the football. It felt like they may have had the football for about 7 minutes in that first half.
Those are the scoring plays that you just saw. Johnson and Steptoe with the touchdowns for Hartford. DeVard Darling with the one for Omaha. We will take a break here and see how this one pans out in the second half. Remember, when they met last month, it was the same scenario. Hartford led early, but they lost. Can they hold the lead this time around?
Hi, folks.
Hi. We're ready to switch our car insurance to Progressive.
Today just seemed like a great day to save. Oh, it's not just today. With our free loyalty program, you earn great stuff like accident forgiveness and bigger discounts just by staying with us.
Oh. Ooh. So what you're saying is it gets even better with age.
Oh. Tell me we're still talking about insurance.
Rewarding loyalty. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Whew, this chalupa's huge. I can barely finish it. Joe Girardi?
You're done, kid. I gotta pull you.
Joe, I got a couple bites.
Nah, you said you could barely finish. I'm gonna make a move.
Okay.
I take it from here, kid.
Mo?
It's the biggest chalupa in the game. Taco Bell's new XXL chalupa. Double the beef, loads of nacho cheese sauce, and tons of toppings in a monster chalupa shell.
Kid chewed a heck of a chalupa today.
Yeah, for a rookie. Think outside the bun.
Can you see the map? Just drive, we'll get there.
Adventure runs on Dunkin' with our maple cheddar breakfast sandwich. Breakfast just got a whole lot sweeter. America runs on Dunkin'.
2 paths for Massachusetts, Deval Patrick's or Charlie Baker's. Charlie Baker, lower taxes to create jobs and opportunity. Patrick, higher taxes. Charlie Baker, cut waste, spend wisely. Patrick, higher taxes. 2 paths, 2 plans, 1 future.
I'm Nick Ayers, Executive Director of the Republican Governors Association, and the Republican Governors Association approves and paid for this message.
Dad, how about that one?
Okay.
Fall fun runs on Dunkin's freshly brewed hot and iced pumpkin coffee. Treat yourself today. America runs on Dunkin'.
The United Football League on Nesson is presented by RotoHog and by Cutters. Halftime just about finished here at Rentschler Field. Colonials up 14-7 thanks to a late touchdown by Cindric Steptoe. Let's go down to the Hartford sideline and Tony.
All right, thanks very much, Brett. You know, I had an interesting conversation on the way out to the field with Jared Rutkowski, the pinpoint long snapper for the Colonials, and he said, I played for the Pittsburgh Steelers in tough Heinz Field where the wind always swirls. He won a Super Bowl ring with them in 08. He said, I've never played in wind like this before. We'll see how it shakes down in the second half. Over to John on the Omaha sidelines.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. Just after Omaha scored their touchdown, we saw Matt Gutierrez, the backup quarterback, start to warm up on the sidelines here. I'm told Jeff Garcia has a mild calf strain in his right calf that he's battling. He's going to try and play through it in the second half, but something to keep our eyes on going forward as we kick off here in the third quarter. Guys, back up to you.
That would be a huge disappointment for Omaha to have to go to their backup and let Garcia stay on the sidelines. That sideline report brought to us by AOL Fanhouse. For more information on the UFL, go to fanhouse.com. Omaha will kick to begin the second half. Jeff Wolford doing the honors.
You know, I grew up in Pittsburgh. I go back to that comment about the wind swirling. We never had swirling wind in Pittsburgh. Buffalo, maybe. Buffalo's up, you know, Lake Erie now, but come on.
The Giants, the old Giant Stadium was famous for swirling winds.
Well, that's because Bill Parcells would always open up the door. He had two vertical rolling doors that when the other team had the ball, both those doors were mysteriously elevated upward, and then when the Giants had it, those doors were lowered.
Are you accusing the tuna of gamesmanship?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just check. You know, you would know.
That guy's always looking for an edge.
So Hartford beginning. 1st and 10 at their own 20 after the touchback. Booker is the running back, so effective in the first half, running and receiving.
8 guys in the box right here defensively.
McCown quick drop and a quick release to the tight end, Ronnie Gent. He gets hit hard at the 25, gain of 5.
Take a look at Josh McCown after he throws this football.
Ooh. Favors his arm there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he kind of winced a little bit. I don't know if it was the right arm or it's the left arm. Remember, he did take a shot late after the interception. I don't think the hit forced the interception.
He's got 4 wide receivers here with Booker behind him. He hands on the delay to Booker, who tries to go right and is stacked up by a whole pile of Nighthawks, including Cato June, former Indianapolis Colt. Shakes his head no.
Watch Booker do a nice job, make Savage miss right there. Savage had him for about a 3-yard loss in the backfield. Cato June almost got his right knee caught up under that pile.
So nothing doing there. 3rd and 5. Dixon back in at running back for McCown. And Booker in motion right there. Lined up as a tight end, now a wide receiver. And movement on the left side of the line. It's the tight end DeVree. Going to push back the Colonials 5 more yards.
3rd down.
There's DeVree right here. You can see the reset motion, but this is not what Chris Palmer had envisioned his offense doing to start the second half.
So change of personnel as 3rd and 5 becomes 3rd and 10. DeVree out. Ronnie Gent in at tight end. Shotgun McCown. Steps up. Right side. In the soft underbelly of the zone, it's Patrick Carter. And that'll be good to move the chains.
Great job by McCown, buying some extra time, stepping up in the pocket. And I watched him after this throw, Brett. He did not feel the arm, so I don't know if he's working through anything. But nice fluid motion, stepping up right there. Didn't look like anything bothered him.
It's good for a 23-yard
Number
gain.
56
Patrick
offense
Carter
is eligible.
already with
56
4 catches
offense
and a touchdown in this
eligible.
game. As Hartford is moving effectively, just like they were at the end of the first half.
Regular personnel back in the game with the fullback.
The hand is to Booker, straight ahead. I beg your pardon, that was Kevin Jones on the carry as they continue to rotate those running backs. The former first rounder with the Lions. Played with Michael Vick at Virginia Tech, did Jones. Chris Palmer is committed to that philosophy. Everybody on this roster plays.
That's what this league is about. Everybody on one-year contracts.
Play action, McCown. Looking deep over the middle, and he is intercepted. Calvin Lowry, the man who gets the start today in place of the injured Aaron Rouse, taking advantage of the opportunity as McCown, who has made very few mistakes this year, makes his second of this game. Nighthawks take over.
Greetings, America. If you wear UFL gear, you'll never look this good. Most of us will never look this good. But if you wear UFL gear, you're gonna look good.
UFL jerseys, caps, tees, and more are available now. Go to buyufl.com. The United Football League. If you like great football, you'll love the UFL.
Just when you thought you were done with your paint project, you discover paint bleed under your tape. Not anymore with patented Frog Tape. Frog Tape is the only tape treated with paint block technology. Watch how it works. Paint block reacts with water, simulating latex paint, and instantly gels to form a micro barrier that seals the edges of the tape, preventing paint bleed. Look at the results. With Frog Tape, no messy lines, no paint bleed. Frog Tape keeps paint out, keeps lines sharp.
Available at Lowe's, Sherwin-Williams, and other fine retailers.
Droid.
Can a smartphone be its own guardian angel? Can it keep an eye out for itself? Literally show and tell you where it is when you don't even know yourself. Droid can with Lookout Mobile Security. One of thousands of free apps for the Droid X and Droid 2 by Motorola. Available on the ever-expanding Android market. When there's no limit to what Droid gets, there's no limit to what Droid does.
The Hartford Colonials leading 14-7, but if they lose this football game, they can only blame themselves. Turnovers. You look at what happened last week. 4 turnovers versus Florida. Sloppy play, not taking care of the football. The running game, the return game, interceptions. McCown threw the first pick after 54 attempts. That streak was ended. Chris Palmer preaching, taking care of the football. 4 turnovers last Saturday. As I said, today, Josh McCown, as the football team finally driving offensively, has thrown 2 crucial interceptions, but they still lead 14-7.
-4 for the year in turnover ratio, not where you want to be as Omaha takes over on their own 46. Quick slip screen out wide to Darling. Is that ball in Hartford's hands? They believe that it is. I have not heard a whistle blow. Into the end zone goes Simone Lawrence. We're going to have to see what the ruling is here. We got Hartford players running out for a celebration. Was that ball dead or not?
No, I think that was a forward pass. I think we got a pretty good angle at it up here, and in no way do I think this was a lateral.
Well, Simone Lawrence did what you're coached to do.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do defensively if there's any doubt whatsoever.
Well, I don't know.
Now from that angle, That's close.
I'll tell you what, if that's a live ball, that is...
Here you go. The ruling on the field is a forward pass.
Ruling on the field is it was forward.
So if you're Hartford, you've got to challenge that.
No question that Chris Palmer will. You be the judge.
Let's take a look at it. Here's Garcia. Watch it. This is right down the line right here. From that angle, it looks like a forward pass, and that's exactly where we're sitting. We have the camera right next to us. Now let's take another look at it from this angle.
Yeah.
And that looks like that's a lateral.
Yeah, neither one of them.
He threw it from 2 yards off that line.
11:40.
And I don't know if there hasn't been a challenge. I mean,
but if it is a challenge, I mean,
thank you.
It's got to be so convincing to overturn the original call, and that's what I don't think it is. One of my good friends, Frank Wycheck, who played down at Tennessee, orchestrated that whole lateral off the kick return off the Miracle in Tennessee, which got him into the playoffs and the Super Bowl eventually.
Garcia brought down. That will not go down as a sack, as he was about half a yard past the line of scrimmage, but no gain as he tries to get himself out of trouble. Jonas Seawright in on the tackle.
So Coach Jags looking at the play calls. I mean, right now, with a little over 11 minutes left here in the third quarter, you are basically going to have this series and maybe 2 more series with the win at your back. So if they're going to be on the attack, the time is to do it right now when you're down by 7.
Garcia under pressure, gets wrapped up, tries to release it as he's hit, and he does. That ball, the referee is saying, was on the ground, not complete. Or was it? He put his hand to the ground.
I think he's signaling that it did bounce off the ground. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's a good call right there by the ref. You can see the ball on the ground. Hartford does a nice job getting some good pressure, rushing only 4.
The punt snap is mishandled by Justin Brantley, but he's able to grab it and still gets off a good one as Steptoe breaks a couple of tackles and gets out to the 15. That could have been disastrous for Omaha as Brantley put that punt snap on the ground. No harm, no foul. Hartford takes over.
Big deal days are back and bigger than ever. Right now, go to Priceline for a sneak peek at recent winning hotel bids to find where you can save up to 60% off hotels. We guarantee you'll get a big deal. But hurry, big deal days won't last long. Only at Priceline.
It's work through the grime and the muck month. Tow and pull without getting stuck month. Sweat every day to make an honest buck month. And if you're going to try and do this in anything other than a Chevy, well, good luck month. Great deals on the complete family of Chevy trucks, all backed for 100,000 miles. It's Truck Month. Now during Truck Month, get 0% APR financing on all trucks and full-size SUVs like this 2011 Silverado. See your local New England Chevy dealer.
I know a place that's not for everyone. The lights shine brighter, and the pressure looms larger. At this place, I rise to the occasion. For you.
Nesson University drops the puck with Hockey East. The top teams in the country, rich in tradition, battle it out. Score! Friday, it's Boston University at UMass. Coverage begins at 7, only on Nesson.
Here was problem A with this punt as Brantley mishandles the snap, and here was problem B on the return.
It was called block in the back, but we're trying to see. This can't be it right here. Unless at the last second this flag was thrown from across the field. You're going to see a body come flying in right there.
Maybe that was
that had to be it right there.
Bottom line is Hartford penalized for the illegal block half the distance back to the goal line, and so instead of taking the ball at the 15, they'll take it at the 7.5. 3 penalties for each team.
game being played pretty cleanly up to this point.
Hey, let's hunker down.
Hand is to Kevin Jones. What's going on? Cato June again in on the tackle. June, another one of the 4 players on the Omaha roster that has a Super Bowl ring. He got his with the Colts. Corey Ivy has one with the Buccaneers. Ricardo Coakley has one with the Steelers. Jermaine Phillips has one with the Buccaneers. Chris Palmer has one with the Giants.
A lot of experience on that Omaha roster.
Again, it's Jones, and this time he has a hole. Had a chance to make that something more than it was, perhaps. Gain of about 6. Alex Lewis on the stop.
It's the second time so far in this game, and Jones does a nice job seeing some daylight to the backside, but where he tends to make that double move, he loses his feet from under him. He's such a good north-south runner. Trying to fake out number 52, Alex Lewis, middle linebacker.
Jones is out now. Booker back into the game for the Colonials on 3rd down. McCown checking off at the line, signaling Booker to move to his right behind him. Quick release, batted at the line by Dwayne White. Thought he might have a chance to chase that down. I think he was smelling end zone there.
Yeah, that's the second deflection that Dwayne White has had in this football game. If you remember earlier, I think it was maybe on the second drive, Dusty Dvorak had a chance to get that interception off the deflection. So they've seen something on film, reading Josh McCown and his drop, that the second that 3rd step hits, that ball's gone. Get your hands up if you're on a defensive front lineman.
And flags down at the line. That's going to be movement. The Hartford line is pointing across at Omaha, but they generally don't blow the whistle unless it's the offense that's moving. Everybody's pointing at everybody else.
Ball start offense, number 58. 5 yards, still 4th down.
You'll see the movement, and it's on the right side.
There's your movement right there, which forced the right tackle to move backward, but it wasn't. It's got to be one person removed for the player for him to be in motion.
Wind in the face of the punter. Shad Williams was standing on Hartford's 40 to return it, and the ball never made it that far, only to the 34. Fantastic field position coming for Omaha. 24-yard punt.
I want that one.
Fall fun runs on Dunkin's delicious new hot and iced apple cider. Treat yourself today. America runs on Dunkin'.
Let me see the map. Just drive, we'll get there.
Adventure runs on Dunkin' with our lineup of oven-toasted breakfast sandwiches. Grab your favorite just the way you like it. America runs on Dunkin'.
I thought it was crazy feeding in the fall. I always feed in the fall, but it's the best time.
Feed your lawn in the fall.
The fall feeding makes all the difference in the world. What the fall feeding does is build the roots.
That's when the roots sort of want nutrition.
I give my lawn Scott's Winter Garden. It's like a root-building machine. It builds your lawn from the roots up. Next year, you get this. The stronger the roots, the stronger the lawn, all year long.
The best time to feed is when it'll do the most good.
There's no substitute for the fall feeding, trust me. It is the best thing you could do for your lawn. I use Scott's Winter Garden.
Okay, dance class, football practice, then squeeze in dinner.
Who's that?
That's my craving for the 99's eggplant parmesan. We're going there right after I pick you up.
The 99 Restaurants has 9 crave-worthy classics for just $9.99. These aren't appetizers dressed up to look like dinner. We're talking real-size entrees with bold flavors that are sure to satisfy, no matter what you're craving.
Hun, just picked up the kids. Meet us at the 99.
Great. I've got a craving for their panko-crusted haddock.
99 Restaurants. Great meal, great deal.
This portion of today's game brought to you by RotoHog, UFL Fantasy Pick'em powered by RotoHog, award-winning fantasy sports. Play now for a chance to win tickets to the UFL Championship game. RotoHog. Well, you can't ask for better field position than this to start your drive. Omaha on Hartford's 34 after the gack punt into the wind by Jai Bond. And if Omaha is going to draw even in this game with the wind at their back in this kind of position, this would be the spot.
Yeah, I'd get Garcia out of the pocket here. A little play fake to one side and put the pressure on the defense. Allow him to pick up some yards with his legs. If not, he'll throw it.
Amon Green, left tackle, cuts it back, still on his feet. That's going to be a gain of about 8 before he was brought down by Michael Spicer.
It's a nice job by Spicer on the backside, staying with the play in pursuit of Amon Green. This is one of the first effective runs we've seen Green, besides the one right at the end of the first half, where he had a chance to get up on the second layer of that defense.
7 carries, 42 yards for Green. Putzier, the tight end, in motion one way and now back. Green again, this time the right side. And that will be about half a yard short of the first down.
You know, coming into this game, Amon Green, 104 yards total on the year. Up to that point, getting him up to 44 yards. That's pretty good production you're getting out of him so far.
Well, what do you think about the philosophy that both of these teams seem to have in terms of rotating the backs? It's hard for a guy like Green to get his rhythm if that's the approach you're going to take.
It's very hard for that fact, especially with quarterbacks too, which Chris Palmer does. He rotates his quarterbacks a little bit. You want to get carries as a running back. You know, you want to get fed the football 18, 20 times a game.
The early hand to the fullback, Rendrick Taylor, almost never carries the ball, but he does on this occasion, and the big 265-pounder gets it across for the first down.
Watch the second, watch the third effort with the quick hitting play right here. His momentum is stopped right there at the line of scrimmage, but he keeps his legs moving over top of the pile, not down yet. It's a nice job picking up the first down. Let's see if Omaha takes a shot here and goes for the end zone.
It's funny, you mentioned the rotating quarterbacks that Hartford uses, but Chris Palmer's kind of gotten away from that as this game has proceeded and it's been close. We've only seen Ryan Perilou once. First down for Omaha at the 23. Play action for Garcia, looks left. Has Ferguson near the first down marker, does not get out of bounds. He's going to be inside the 15. And if that's not a first down, it's awfully close.
It's a nice little quick comeback to the left side. Garcia throwing in time, throwing with rhythm. Puts it right between the 8 and 9. Robert Ferguson, he can run these routes in his sleep. You know how many years this guy's been doing this for?
83 NFL games, the former second-round draft pick of the Packers, Ferguson. And it's amazing how that play-action pass becomes a lot more effective after Amon Green and Rendrick Taylor pounded into the line a couple of times.
And it's amazing when you don't have a holding call or a false start on first down, which cripples the offense, takes you back to 2nd and 15 or 3rd and 20 like they had earlier in the football game. It's important to pick up 6-7 yards on that first down. Now you can manage the game a lot better as they take a good look at the sticks here.
That marker says first down on it, so it looks like they did get just enough, and it would be 1st and 10 at Hartford's 13. While we have a second and they measure, a reminder that tomorrow at 9:30 you can check out the latest lineup from Nesson Original Entertainment. After the game, Shining City and Pocket Money, 3 shows that are all new and all made in New England. Learn more at nesson.com/New England. So
I'm trying to figure out who screwed up here. I think the chain gang, the guys working the sticks, may have moved, and they did. These guys right here, they get a 15-yard penalty for resetting. What they did, they moved the sticks down this way. When they signaled first down, now all of a sudden, I think that Hartford is asking for a measurement because they weren't sure whether or not Ferguson had gotten to the sticks. These guys moved before they were told to go.
That is illegal procedure on the chain gang. But the referee seems to have it under control. He's moved the marker back. That orange tag in the middle of the chain always stays on the big yard line, and that's how they keep track of where they are. And it looks like they are short. So they had already flipped the marker to first down and moved on down the road, but they're going to have to back it up. So it is not first down at the 13. It is 2nd and 1. Just a little housekeeping.
Just disrupts the rhythm of the offense.
It does.
I mean, if you're Omaha, you're thinking, hey, here we go. We finally got something going. And now another stoppage of the clock.
Hartford able to get the defensive personnel onto the field that they want to match the situation. They've got a couple of tight ends now.
Yeah, they have their bigs in the game right now. 2 tight ends set.
Hopkins and Peterson. That's Peterson in motion. Only one wide receiver. The hand is to Green. Left tackle. Bowling over Jonas Seawright with a power running move, and that reminds you of the Amon Green that ran for over 9,000 yards in Green Bay.
That's a nice, powerful run right there, lowering the boom. Running the football is such about attitude. You're taking it upon yourself that you're going to will yourself to get the first down. Guys flying around all around up front. And look at Ferguson getting in his face right there.
We're going to stay with the 2 tight end set. That's Putzier in motion this time. Green, back of the eye, gets it left tackle, cuts back. This time about 2 to the 4. Simone Lawrence at the bottom of the pile for Hartford.
So something changed at halftime, and I don't know if it was based on field position. It can't be about wind. I mean, you have the wind at your back right now that they wanted to come out and reassert themselves offensively by running the football.
It has not been their strength so far this year, running the ball. They're ranked 4th out of the 5 teams in the league. Just 61 yards per game on the ground for Omaha coming in. They are dominating the clock right now and pushing Hartford back. Green cuts back. Looking for a hole, does not find one. Stacked up by a whole bunch of guys, led by the defensive captain, France Joseph.
What blew this play up was the left side of the offensive line, big number 72. See him at the top of your screen, George Foster. He got pushed back into the backfield. That play was intended to bounce off that tackle outside. It forced Amon Green back inside where everybody was waiting for him.
France Joseph, a guy who actually spent his first year of college at BC, wound up transferring to Florida Atlantic to be closer to his mom who was ill. So a guy with some local ties here. 3rd and goal. They're at the 5. Garcia, quick release to his right, looking for the tight end Putzier, out of his reach. That brings up 4th down. And the field goal unit will come on.
That's hard for Garcia right there. Going back, he's dropping back. Now realize the ball is at the 5-yard line. And he's taking a 3-step drop, looking left, reading, nothing there, and he came back to the right side. You can do that when you're out in the middle of the field of play, and you can see Coach Jags talking to him about it. And he had to really come back and rush that throw.
A 23-yard attempt. Wolford. It is good. That is our Men's Warehouse field goal attempt. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look as Jeff Wolford pounds it through from 23. He is now 5 of 6 on the year in field goal attempts. And the Nighthawks draw within 4. 14-10, Hartford leads, 3rd quarter.
It's Sunday afternoon. Time for football on Verizon Fios. The NFL in 100% fiber optic HD quality. That's a good start. But what's this? I can check my fantasy stats without changing the channel and get an alert anytime my team enters the red zone, and then watch every red zone play on NFL Red Zone. Watch out, Couch. You've got competition as Daddy's favorite. It's time for Fios. Visit Verizon.com/getFios.
Ooh, it's love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, it's love. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love my Subaru Forester. It has the traction to get me to the slopes.
Definitely, it's great resale value.
All-wheel drive, baby.
Thousands of miles of love.
Drive home a new Subaru Forester for only $20,595 and fall in love.
Ooh, it's love. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right now, someone may be searching for you. Go to mylife.com, the internet's leading people search site. Just type in your name and see if someone is searching for you right now for free. Could be anyone. Past loves, colleagues, old school friends. At mylife.com, there are millions of unclaimed messages. You could have messages waiting for you right now. Go to mylife.com, type in your name, and see if someone is searching for you right now for free.
Hartford fans are fired up. Their team still leads by 4, but it's closer than it was 5 minutes ago. A 9-play, 29-yard scoring drive taking up 5 minutes and 2 seconds. Wolford with the 23-yard field goal to cap it off. Hartford probably feels lucky that that was 3 and not 7.
Yeah, I guarantee you, though, they're going to be frustrated, though, to sit back and look at that and the opportunities that they've had, especially with McCown not being totally sharp today with a couple key interceptions in Omaha territory.
Gerard Lawson watches that kickoff sail through the back of the end zone on a fly. The wind still whipping hard in that direction. We don't have our anemometer, but if I had to guess on the speed of these gusts, what would you say, 30, 35 on the gusts?
Between 20 and 30, sure.
Lick your finger, stick it up in the air, and you should
It's a little chilly out. I'm not going to do that today. We have some people downstairs, I think, that could relay that. Maybe we could get Tony down there, unless he's working on gluing his hair back to the top of his head.
Number 56 offense is eligible. 56 is eligible.
So Hartford takes over at their own 20 with a 4-point lead. Perilou is back in at quarterback. We have not seen him since the first half. He hands to Kevin Jones, who, as this game has worn on, is trying to do perhaps a little too much in the backfield in terms of cutting.
Just run. He's a guy like Dixon is, you know, they're between the tackle type guys. Booker's the guy that'll bounce it outside. And it's an interesting point you brought up. We haven't seen Perilou since that first quick 3 and out early in the first half, where he looked a little shaky, and Chris Palmer talked him on the sideline and said, let's keep your eyes upfield. Let's make sure we're seeing things and reading things. And here he is after the McCown interception. So we'll see how he reacts as his team holds a 4-point lead.
The hand again to Jones, again into the pile, and again, nothing doing. They have really been relying on Kevin Jones. So for a guy who came into this game listed 3rd on the depth chart, are you surprised how many reps he's getting?
Not by the way he runs, because he reminds you of Ahman Green like he did on that last series. When this guy lowers the shoulder, I think what Chris Palmer has is 3 different types of backs. He's a little angry. I don't know if it's at the blocking or himself. He's a big guy, though. You see how muscular.
3rd and 10 here. Perilou in the shotgun. Fakes the hand to Booker inside and scrambles to his right. Looking for a target. Downfield finds Steptoe. And did he step his toes inside the sideline? I believe he did. They say yes. Enough for a first down as well. Steptoe having a big day.
Nice job by Perilou after the fake, getting outside. And what he doesn't do is continue to fade towards the sideline. He gets his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, delivers a strike. You just wonder if Steptoe had that knee on that white paint that's on the sideline.
No challenge, and they're going to try to get this play off quickly before Omaha can. 3 wide, that's Steptoe in motion. Perilou shotgun. Inside handoff to Booker. Finds a hole, right tackle. Gain of 7.
Like to stop that draw.
Clinton Hart, who has an interception in this game with the tackle.
See, that's what Kevin Jones was trying to do, is what Booker did. Saw a little daylight, kick it outside, and maybe that's why they went back to Booker.
I believe they would like to stop the draw.
Absolutely.
56 is eligible.
2nd and 3. Booker is out. Run for 51 yards today on 10 carries.
It's amazing if you could see, if you could get this guy the ball 20 times, what the heck would his numbers be?
Kevin Jones back of the eye again. He takes it. Close to the first down, not quite. Jones was so highly touted coming out of Virginia Tech. 1st-round pick. Ran for 1,000 yards his rookie season 2004 with the Lions. And he injured his foot and had a series of injuries, and it really derailed his career in the NFL.
Yeah, that Virginia Tech team, you know, as we said when he was there with Michael Vick, they had so much speed, so much talent on that team. And you can see the frustration here. He's being taken out of the game. I think this guy wants to play.
Booker is back in. That step toe in motion, 3rd and 1. Peralou, quick release. I'm not sure if that's forward or backwards. Step toe doesn't corral it, and eventually it goes out of bounds. I don't see a signal either from the ref saying incomplete pass. Either way, the result is the same. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, you can see Peralou going straight over to Chris Palmer, talking it over. Too much hesitation there. You've got to decide what you're doing with the football. Get rid of it.
I respect Palmer's commitment to this philosophy. It's a lot easier to sub Peralou in a blowout or early in a game, but when it's tight late in the game, it's harder to stick with that concept. Punt drops and stops at the 28. That is where Omaha will take over. We've got a tight one, just like it was when they played last month. 4-point game in Hartford.
After the final horn, Nesson keeps every game on ice with Bruins Overtime Live, bringing you post-game reaction, live commentary, NHL scores, and expert analysis. Bruins Overtime Live, presented by Ace Ticket, only on Nesson.
You better run to Men's Warehouse. Suits are on sale, including designer brands and big and tall. Buy one and get a second suit for just $100. You're gonna like the way you look, I guarantee it.
Friday Night Lights, the final season, only on DirecTV Channel 101.
When you earn your GED diploma, the barriers in your life fall. Take the first step and get free GED information in your area at 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or yourged.org. Earn your GED diploma and begin your brighter future.
4-point game. You just saw Ryan Peralou come in for a series for Hartford. Tony's got a bit on Ryan. Tony?
Yeah, yesterday in our production meeting, you guys will recall, we talked to Josh McCown, asked him about Ryan Peralou, the young quarterback with whom he rooms in the hotel during the season. Brett, you remember asking, is he a sponge? And he said, no, actually, he's kind of a leech.
I'm not even, and then I said, don't you know that a leech sucks blood? And he said, well, okay, maybe that's the wrong choice of insects or whatever that is.
What that means is he doesn't bring his wallet when they go out to eat.
Really?
That's a nice way of saying that I'm always picking the tab up.
Claret back in the game for Omaha. And Garcia fakes to him, looking deep, unloads it over the middle. Ferguson has it at the 27, biggest gain of the day for either team, as all of a sudden in one fell swoop, Omaha is threatening.
Nice job by Garcia allowing Ferguson to get downfield. And Garcia moving well in the pocket. They is all day. And what Ferguson does is he slows the route down to shield himself against the defender. And that's the biggest thing, allowing himself to go up and make the catch. You see Trevor Ford all over his back, but that's an experienced guy who knows how to go for the football.
Trevor Ford spent training camp this year with the Arizona Cardinals, just got burned for a 40-yard connection between Garcia and Ferguson. 1st and 10, Omaha on the 27, and with that, we have reached the end of 3. Omaha down 4, but threatening. Can they do what they did a month ago when they erased a big deficit late? Hartford fans hope not.
13 years, 2 accidents, no hassles.
21 years, 0 regrets.
Amica customers feel really good about their auto insurance. Call us today and find out why. You could save hundreds by switching to Amica.
You may have forgotten what great service feels like. Trust me, you will get used to it.
When you call Amica, they explain all your options, ask the right questions, and you get the coverage you should have had all along.
Amica has been nationally recognized for customer service and financial stability year after year, so you know Amica will be there for you. Call today.
When I had my accident, Amica was so efficient, so fast, so nice. It kind of restores your faith in how insurance should be.
Let's see, award-winning service, strong company, saving money.
Come on, this is an easy call.
Call us at 877-70-AMICA right now and find out how much you can save. There's no obligation, and we make it easy to switch to Amica.
The car insurance you choose really matters. Don't mess around. Call Amica.
What's your 2:30 feeling like?
Sometimes my whole day is a 2:30 feeling. Get home from one job, start my second job, and I'm running on empty. So I turned to 5-Hour Energy. I was a little nervous at first, but my husband kept talking about how great 5-Hour Energy was. 0 sugar, only 4 calories. So I finally tried it. For once, he was right.
Told you so.
For both my jobs, I count on 5-Hour Energy.
5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now. No 2:30 feeling later.
It's work through the grime and the muck month. Tow and pull without getting stuck month. Sweat every day to make an honest buck month. And if you're going to try and do this in anything other than a Chevy, well, good luck month. Great deals on the complete family of Chevy trucks, all backed for 100,000 miles. It's Truck Month. Now during Truck Month, get 0% APR financing on all trucks and full-size SUVs like this 2011 Silverado. See your local New England Chevy dealer.
The UFL on Nesson is brought to you by Wilson and by Custom Bike. Jeff Garcia busted our calculator. That last pass play to Robert Ferguson was 50 yards. Gives the Nighthawks 1st and 10 at Hartford's 27. They have changed ends, and that was the last play before the wind went in the bad direction. Nice use of it.
Good choice of play call.
Garcia fakes to Claret. To his right has 88 Roy Hall. That'll be good for about 5. Roy Hall, former 5th-round draft pick of the Colts in 2007. Picks up another reception. Let's go down to John, who can update us on one of the injuries.
Yeah, thanks very much. Eric Green, I'm told, the cornerback here for Omaha, will not return, a strained lower back. So Eric Green not coming back here the rest of the fourth quarter for Omaha.
And that's noteworthy, John, because Eric Green was only starting today because DeMarcus Fagans was out with a hamstring at left corner. So they're down to their 3rd-string DBs at this point as you look at Simone Lawrence. For more information on the UFL, you can go to fanhouse.com. That's our Fan House sideline report. Garcia and the Nighthawks at the 21. Christian Hopkins in motion. The hand is to Claret. Falls across the 20 to the 19. It'll be 3rd and 2.
So Claret back into the game here. They're trying to pick up the pace of this offense. I mean, you watch Claret run, and it seems like the speed just isn't there for him. And that's something he had when he was at Ohio State. He could break away from tackles.
And as effective as Amon Green was on the last drive, are you surprised to see him in there?
Well, I mean, I think that's what's different about this league is the perception that anybody that wants to play in it, you know that you're going to get your chances, you're going to get opportunities.
That's Ferguson in the running back position, goes in motion. And he is the target for Garcia there. And the flag comes in. I think he's going to get a pass interference call on that short route.
That's a tough one right there. It looks like the defender had pretty good positioning on it. And that's what we talked about earlier in the game. When you go empty, somebody's always coming free, and Garcia had to get rid of it.
Pass interference defense. Number 91. 1st down at the spot of the foul.
And that is a gift on 3rd and 2. Would have forced the Nighthawks to make a tough decision there, down 4. Instead, 1st down in the red zone, and that could change everything.
That's a tough one because you're always looking. You see big number 91, Kenny Ingram, at 6'5", 245 pounds on the outside, trying to cover Ferguson on the inside. That's a mismatch.
Byron Ely in motion. Ferguson in the game. Another quick release to Ferguson. He's got it on the slant. That'll be good for about 8. Inside the 10, at the 8.
So that's the benefit of having a guy like Ferguson come out of the backfield, is on the play prior to this, you created the mismatch. It's getting the receiver on the linebacker, and right there, that's just coming off the line of scrimmage, and Ford had no chance breaking up that play on the slant.
Ford's been burned a couple of times today. 2nd and 4. Claret absolutely crushed in the backfield. Maurice Fountain and Michael Spicer combining. And those are 2 of the guys that were together on the starting defensive line last year for the New York Sentinels, playing their 2nd year together.
And there you look at Spicer right there, unblocked, coming in and holding on to Claret. Allows his teammates to come in and clean up that play. That's a huge stop, because now it backs him up. And you're facing 3rd and 9. As opposed to trying to punch it in there and get a 1st and goal inside the 6.
Garcia shotgun, Claret next to him, and there might have been movement on that play. He steps up, thinks about running. Late pass to Claret. He's got it around the 4, and that is right on where the 1st down marker is going to depend on the spot. And the official is moving it back to the 5, so he will be short by a yard.
Garcia moving up in the pocket. Watch the hit come in right there.
Whoa.
That is amazing. They haven't thrown a flag on that. Protecting the quarterback, and there's Garcia looking for the ref. Watch the hit delivered right there with the shoulder. And you see Claret with the catch just inside the 5.
Danny Lansana, the UConn product, delivering that hit, and you're right, that was very close.
So they're only getting an incomplete pass. They put it back to the original line of scrimmage. It was 3rd and 9. Obviously, Claret did not control that, and yeah, now you have to kick it. If he makes that catch, that puts it at the 5. It's probably 4th and inches. You would assume they would go for it.
Now there's a flag before the field goal gets kicked, and the ref sticks it back in his pocket and says, wait a minute, never mind.
Timer. Pass was ruled incomplete on the field. Please reset the clock to 11:18. 11:18.
So it was unclear whether or not Claret had caught that ball. The clock operator thought that he had and let 11 more seconds tick off the clock.
Is there a challenge flag that was thrown on the Claret catch?
The ruling of an incomplete pass is being challenged by Omaha.
Blue flag is on the field next to the yellow flag. We got a lot of laundry out there. The yellow flag was to get the clock operator's attention. The blue flag is the challenge, contending that Claret did, in fact, catch that pass, which would give it to him on the 5. Let's take a look.
Watch the hit again. Garcia gets leveled upon him right there.
No.
It looks like that's on the ground. And these referees, as we've gone back and taken a look at the play over and over from multiple angles, they have gotten every single call right from the beginning.
Let's take a, I think this one's going to be telling. Wait.
Watch as the ball clears the referee right there. That ball is on the ground.
But did he have his hands under it, Zoe?
I don't think so. It looked like football on the ground.
But I mean, if you have your hands under it and controlling it, right, the ball can physically touch the ground if you're in control of the ball. I know that was a rule change that we dealt with a couple of years ago. It's going to be hard to overturn that based on the video evidence we're seeing. But close.
And that's the key, the original call, the information and the video evidence has got to be so convincing you could overturn that original call. If there's any doubt whatsoever, the original call will stand.
Close, but you're right, so probably not overturnable.
You see right there, you look at the left hand, it's not anywhere near the football yet. The ball's on the ground, it's on the chest. In comes the left hand, he tries to get it under there. That ball's on the ground. One more look at it. Watch the left hand of Claret. He does not catch it cleanly with the right. Ball's on the ground. In comes the left.
The ruling of an incomplete pass has been confirmed. Omaha's charged with a timeout. That is also their second challenge.
Which you should remember. Stick that piece of information in your back pocket as they trail by 4 here. If Jeff Wolford converts the 31-yard field goal, they would trail by just 1. Those timeouts could come in handy later. Wolford 5 of 6 on the year, connected earlier from 23. And he does connect from 31, and so the Nighthawks are within 1. 1-point game a month ago. We got a 1-point game here. Garcia absolutely crushed by Danny Lansana.
Making sure we pick up the zone blitz. Weak side linebacker. Who's got him? Who's got the Sam linebacker when he comes?
We got to pick this up now. Here we go. Flank right. F fly.
Yeah, boy. Get him. Get him.
The United Football League. If you like great football, you'll love the UFL.
I like to play soccer, and maybe I'll get 5,000 women that like to play soccer. Fantastic, but so what? With eHarmony, everything's so to the core. I think you stand a much better chance of meeting someone you really connect with.
Review your matches for free at eharmony.com.
Just when you thought you were done with your paint project, you discover paint bleed under your tape. Not anymore with patented Frog Tape. Frog Tape is the only tape treated with paint block technology. Watch how it works. Paint block reacts with water, simulating latex paint, and instantly gels to form a micro barrier that seals the edges of the tape, preventing paint bleed. Look at the results. With Frog Tape, no messy lines, no paint bleed. Frog Tape keeps paint out, keeps lines sharp.
A great value, available at the Home Depot and other fine retailers.
After the final horn, Nesson keeps every game on ice with Bruins Overtime Live, bringing you post-game reaction, live commentary, NHL scores, and expert analysis. Bruins Overtime Live, presented by Ace Ticket, only on Nesson.
1-point game in Hartford. Nighthawks getting ready to kick off. Let's go down to John.
Yeah, very interesting point here, Brett. Last play of the third quarter, the wily veteran Jeff Garcia knew he had the wind at his back with 12 seconds left. Heaved one up 44 yards to Robert Ferguson. That's what set up the field goal that made it 14-13. So Robert Ferguson, again, a thorn in the Colonial side as he was last month in their 1-point victory.
Very wise use of that last play with the wind at their backs. 50 yards for Ferguson. That helped make this a 1-point game. Now Hartford has it the rest of the way with the favorable wind. Can they use it to their advantage? How favorable is that wind? Gerard Lawson is standing on the 16-yard line to receive the kickoff. He retreated, and that's a nice kick into the wind. Lawson from his 1. Winds up at about the place that he started, the 16. That's where Hartford will take over, up 1.
That's a great kick into the wind. But you got to question, if you're Lawson, why start at the 15 to make yourself back up if by chance he does get a hold of it? And that's what Wolford did, drove the football, and then all of a sudden you've got to retreat. You want to catch that football coming forward.
So we saw Perilou on the last series for Hartford. He has gone back out. Josh McCown is back in. The starting wideouts, Marquis White, Patrick Carter, are there. Quick throw to his right, step toe, had it and dropped it, incomplete.
Just a quick little hitter, a little square out pattern to the bottom of your screen. Ball thrown a little bit back to the inside. Force Steptoe to turn around. Catchable ball, no doubt about it.
Steptoe 2 catches today, 25 yards and a touchdown. He's their return man, 3rd string wide receiver, making an impression on offense today. 2nd and 10. And there he is in motion. Shotgun McCown. Nicely formed pocket, plenty of time, releases the tight end DeVree. Got his mitts on the ball, but couldn't reel it in.
If you're Omaha, you've got to be excited about this scenario right now. An awful, awful 3-and-out on the previous series. And you come into this one and you elect to throw the football 2 times backed up inside your own 20-yard line, where you have 3 running backs that have shown the ability that when they've been given the opportunity that they can run the football. This is one of those marquee drives where you want to come out with an intensity on the offensive side and say, we're going to run it, we're going to chew up some clock, and we're going to take it down, stick it down your throat, we're going to win this football game.
Dixon and Booker in the backfield together, and McCown in the shotgun. Over the middle. That pass is complete, and it is good for a first down as Marquis White makes the catch, the undrafted free agent with the Rams. Marquis White was the MVP of the Arena Bowl earlier this year, so he's gone from arena football to the UFL and doing some damage in both.
And I think he recorded the first ever touchdown by a Hartford Colonial on a touchdown reception from Josh McCown in week 1. That's a nice job settling in the zone. Now here we go with the power eye back in and watch him run the football.
And that is Jones, Kevin Jones, who...
Well, Kevin Jones has got to change his shoes.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I used to play for a coach called Bill Parcells and would say, you know what, honey, let's go back inside and get some shoes that are working. I mean, this is the 3rd time today we've seen the turf take him down, and a guy that size and stature, you know, you want to roll the dice and take your chances with him getting up into the line of scrimmage.
Chris Palmer said he wanted to get Jones 10 touches today. He's gotten way more than that already.
Yeah, and he's killing himself right now.
Yeah. Booker back in at running back. 4 wide receivers for McCown. Scrambling. Short. That's White again. 2nd consecutive reception for him, but he may have actually lost yardage on the catch. Ball's at the 30. And they will have 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Lowry defending there. The safety already has a pick. In fact, both safeties have a pick for Omaha. An NFL veteran of 3 teams, Titans, Broncos, Jaguars, 48 games. Fumbles the snap, does McCown, but he picks it up. Going to try to improvise here. Unloads it. And how about that for an improvisation as McCown, in serious trouble, ends up finding Marquis White again. Nice little dancing that he was doing there.
Nice play by McCown, but more importantly, Marquis White with the 2nd big reception, converting a 3rd down. That's a big one right there. McCown takes another shot to the head. Good concentration by Marquis White going up and getting the football. Keeps this drive alive as the ace set with 2 tight ends comes into the game.
Hartford now 7 of 13 on 3rd down conversions. That's not a bad percentage. McCown checking off at the line here. And that ball is blocked to the line of scrimmage by Cato June, and he had nothing but green grass in front of him to the end zone.
Nice job by Cato June reading the eyes of Josh McCown. Oh. McCown looking left the whole way.
Cato June was already thinking about his touchdown celebration. Could not corral the rock.
Which they do encourage here at the UFL. They like guys that can dance in the end zone.
2nd and 10. Over the middle, and that one is picked off. That is Alex Lewis all the way down to the 10. Alex Lewis getting the start today because the 1st and 2nd string middle linebackers, Nick Greason and Marlon Greenwood, both out with injuries, and the former Wisconsin Badger, on the day that his alma mater takes on Ohio State, comes up with the 3rd interception of the day for Omaha.
Alex Lewis does a great job reading Josh McCown, looking right, trying to stick it into the tight end. But he's going to get killed in the meeting room tomorrow when the film is turned on and he gets tracked down by a quarterback.
So McCown with his third big mistake of the day. Remember, he only had one interception all year coming into this game. He's thrown 3 today. And Omaha trying to orchestrate a comeback just like they did last month. Have 1st and 10 on the Hartford 11. It's the end around to Darling. Hartford has it sniffed out, and it's a gain of just 2. As Darling goes flying over the barrier.
Yeah, he got a little extra shove heading out of bounds. That's a good no call right there. I think a lot of that was his own momentum taking him to the sideline. You see Omaha trying to get creative here. Off the dive to the left, and there's the shot. They could have called that. That hit was made out of bounds.
Letting him play.
Watch where Darling gets hit.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
Ryan Glasper comes in just a tad too late, knocks him over the signage.
From the 7, the hand is to Green, and he gets it down to about the 3. And when it matters most, Coach Jags has decided to go with his most reliable back.
Yeah, and I would too in this situation. And you can see Jeff Garcia signaling the Y set. That's the big set with the tight ends.
Hopkins and Putzier are those 2 tight ends for Omaha. In fact, depending upon whether you label Mike Peterson as a fullback or a tight end, they've got 3 of them in there. This is the muscle package. Green, the running back. Fakes to him. Garcia buying time. Throws, and it is caught by Putzier. The tight end. Touchdown. And the Nighthawks take the lead.
Jeff Garcia shows some great patience here off the play fake. As they're trying to reset, you've got to go for 2 here. First read is in the flat right there. He had his fullback chipping off. He lost him. But you saw the patience as he waited for Putzier in the back end line to work his way across the formation.
And they are going to go for 2 with the 5-point lead. It makes sense mathematically, and there was movement on the line as Garcia throws and the pass is broken up. Referees did not see the right tackle move. Doesn't matter. Pass is incomplete. And it's a 5-point lead in this game, taking on a very similar profile to the one that these 2 teams played in week 2. It was Hartford with the quick start and the lead, and then Omaha chipping away, and taking that lead back in the 4th. They've done it. Can they hold it? It's Garcia to Putzier. Omaha by 5.
My name is Chris, and this is my aha moment. In 2004, I had a motorcycle accident at the hands of a hit-and-run driver, and I lost my leg. You know, my first thought was, wow, what do I do from here? But what could have been a tragic situation really turned out to be a great opportunity. Learning how to walk again, learning how to ride motorcycles again, and learning how to tell people that some tragic moment is not the end of your world. It's just a step into opportunity.
Mutual of Omaha, proud sponsor of Life's Aha Moments.
Moving? Call, pack, kick back. That's all it takes to move your DirecTV. One call before moving, pack your receiver, and we do the rest. Just call, pack, kick back, and get 5 months of our best TV package for free, including all our premium movie channels with our exclusive NFL Sunday ticket offer. So make your move easy. Call DirecTV.
When you earn your GED diploma, the barriers in your life fall. Take the first step and get free GED information in your area at 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or yourged.org. Earn your GED diploma and begin your brighter future.
The 2 principals on that last touchdown talking it over. Jeb Putzier and Jeff Garcia, 3 plays, 11 yards. That's all they needed after the key interception by Alex Lewis. 32-yard return on that to the 10, and The offense did the rest. Garcia has been very efficient today. He was battling a calf earlier, we heard from the sideline, but doesn't seem to be any worse for the wear.
Yeah, a little calf strain. You see him talking to backup quarterback Mark Gutierrez.
Lawson from the 7, heading right. They could use a return here. Not a bad one as he gets out to the 33. They'll be working with the wind at their backs now. Will Hartford, Roy Hall on the stop. Garcia 17 of 32 today and 2 big touchdowns.
This is a public announcement. CNNMoney.com reports that in some areas of the country, buyers are scooping up homes for as little as $1,000. Foreclosures are at an all-time high. Government and private banks are liquidating these homes now. If you currently rent a house or apartment, you may call now and learn how to receive your free list of these homes. All others may call tomorrow. Every house must be sold. This is a public announcement.
Call 1-800-294-3007. That's 1-800-294-3007. Call now.
Can a smartphone be its own guardian angel? Can it keep an eye out for itself? Literally show and tell you where it is when you don't even know yourself. Droid can with Lookout Mobile Security. One of thousands of free apps for the Droid X and Droid 2 by Motorola. Available on the ever-expanding Android market. When there's no limit to what Droid gets, there's no limit to what Droid does.
There's nothing like seeing Boston hockey in stunning high definition. And there's nothing like watching the biggest new DVD releases on breathtaking Blu-ray. Bring home the best in home entertainment with the Sylvania HD LCD flat screen and the outstanding Sylvania Blu-ray disc player. Available today at BJ's.
5-point lead for Omaha. I want to bring you today's Cutter's catch of the game, and it was a catch by the defense.
That's right, Alex Lewis, number 52, reading Josh McCown, his 3rd error of the game. McCown with the pick. Big return here. Should have taken it to the house, and that set up the go-ahead touchdown. Jeff Garcia threw it to put here in the back end line to take the lead. 19-14 Omaha leads.
Cutter's no other glove performs like this. That's our Cutter's catch of the game. So now Hartford, with 6 minutes and 34 seconds left on the clock, needs to go 68 yards to retake the lead. McCown has not had his best day. 3 picks. He can save it all now. Booker on the inside handoff. Makes a man miss out past the 40. Finally brought down by Clinton Hart, who has one of those picks today, but not before a gain of 10.
Yeah, there's no time to panic yet. Still over 6 minutes left in this football game. That's a good drive starter right there.
They'll call it 9, 2nd and 1 for Hartford. Well, actually, they're gonna measure. They may end up calling it 10. Chris Palmer, in perhaps a moment of overconfidence before this game today, said that he didn't think this game would be close. We assume when he said that he meant it wouldn't be close in their favor.
That's eyebrow raising right there for a head coach to come out and state it that way.
And it's funny too, because Coach Jags said to me this morning when we met, the only way we lose this game is if we beat ourselves. So both coaches were confident. It turns out, if they cancel each other out, you get a close game in the fourth quarter.
And turnovers are the difference in his football game right now. Josh McCown has not been as sharp as he has been through the first 3 games of the season.
Another inside handoff to Booker, and he has been so effective across midfield. That's a gain of 9 more. And there's no question, even though they continue to rotate backs between Booker and Dixon and Jones, Booker by far the most effective in this game. He's got 12 carries for 70 yards.
There's a tell of 2 cities right there. You look at Josh McCown on his first many attempts of the season and how much he took care of the football. It's not to say that he's not taking care of it right now. He just needs to make just some quicker decisions. He's thrown the football a tad lately to spots where he wants to deliver it.
And he'll give it again to Booker. Why not? It's been working beautifully, and it works again. That'll be 5 more first down across the 45. Let's go down to Tony.
Okay, guys, talked to Andre Dixon just a minute ago. I said, "You all right? You hurt?" He said, "I'm just fine." He said, "I got to earn my way back into the lineup. I fumbled a couple of times recently," and he said, "I know what the score is." He said, "So I'm just here for my team." Very mature approach for a rookie.
Dixon, of course, so familiar with Rentschler Field, having played his college career here, suffered with injuries and off-the-field problems, trying to regain his position, but not if Booker keeps running like that. Tough yards, 4 more of them down to the 40.
That's a smart thing to do right now, especially after your quarterback has turned the football over. You go to the hot hand in the running game if you do have it. They do have it right now with Lorenzo Booker.
It makes you, as effectively as they're running right now, it makes you wonder why they didn't commit to this a little earlier in the game. But Booker is churning out the yards right now. 4-12 and counting. 2nd and 5. And again, this time they get hip and pile up the line.
Cato June jumps that one. Nice read by the veteran linebacker.
Dwayne White also in on it. White, the former 2nd-round pick of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, spent 7 years in the NFL with the Bucs and the Lions. Signed that notable $29 million contract with the Lions back in 07, wound up getting cut 2 years later.
There's 2 pass deflections on the day today. These guys just like to play football and they want a chance to play. That's why guys like Jeff Garcia are here in this league.
Big 3rd and 5 for Hartford. And they go back to the well with Booker, and it pays dividends. This guy is running like a gazelle. 10 more first down at the 30.
That's a nice read and react by Booker. Nothing working inside. But he has the talent to bounce it outside of the 3 backs that you have.
And now Dixon comes into the game, perhaps just to give Booker a breather.
Yeah.
Because he's been carrying the load here, so wonder if this stay for Dixon won't be more than a play. First down, 30-yard line. McCown checking off from the shotgun, 3 wide. And it's over his head, the snap. Tries to fall on it and cannot. It appears as though Omaha has recovered. Who's at the bottom of that pile? Jay Moore, the defensive end, was the man who seemed to have it. Oh, yeah! And he does. Omaha ball, tragic mistake for Hartford.
You're moving the football, you're running it. You are just taking the sticks and you're converting first down after first down. And you take the hot hand out of the game. Granted, yes, he may have been tired, but then you go to the shotgun. And that was just, that ball was snapped way too hard by the center. McCown was not ready for it.
It was Jay Moore who got his first paw on it, then Cato June came out of the scrum with it. Either way, Omaha with the ball, Hartford foiled.
You better run to Men's Warehouse. Suits are on sale, including designer brands and big and tall. Buy one and get a second suit for just $100. You're going to like the way you look, I guarantee it.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Leonard. You've been thinking about your hair loss for a long time, but something is keeping you from taking that next step. Mike Adams did it, and so should you.
I went to Dr. Robert Leonard because I don't think bald is beautiful. And I couldn't believe that it was such a simple process. Once you got it done, your hair grows. It's your own hair. It grows at its own pace. It's the right color. It's perfect. And you don't have to think about being bald ever again.
Call 1-800-GET-HAIR for your free consultation.
It's work through the grime and the muck month. Tow and pull without getting stuck month. Sweat every day to make an honest buck month. And if you're going to try and do this in anything other than a Chevy, well, good luck month. Great deals on the complete family of Chevy trucks, all backed for 100,000 miles. It's Truck Month. Now during Truck Month, get 0% APR financing on all trucks and full-size SUVs like this 2011 Silverado. See your local New England Chevy dealer.
After the final horn, Nesson keeps every game on ice with Bruins Overtime Live, bringing you post-game reaction, live commentary, NHL scores, and expert analysis. Bruins Overtime Live, presented by Ace Ticket, only on Nesson.
Super Bowl champion Cato June falling on that fumble recovery. That's what you get when you compile a team full of veterans with experience, big plays. And he just made one. Don't forget, coming up next, the Bruins play their first game of the season on American soil when they face the New Jersey Devils. WB Mason Bruins face-off with Catherine Tappan, Barry Peterson, and Gord Kluzak gets the action started at 6:30. And you can read the game preview at nesson.com/Bruins.
If you're Jeff Jagodinsky, it's Amon Green time right now.
And that's who he gives it to, right tackle. And he gets absolutely stacked up by Tank Daniels and a bunch of his friends.
Hartford burns their second timeout.
Timeout. Hartford.
You still have the 2-minute warning and their final timeout left. Give their offense a chance to get back on the field.
They need this stop right now. No two ways about it.
If you're Omaha, you run it here to make sure that they burn that last timeout, and then on third down, you attempt to pass, full well knowing that 2 minutes is going to stop anyway at the warning.
It's Robert Ferguson limping off the field for Omaha. He's been their most valuable receiver. Caught that 50-yard pass to set up the last touchdown. Mike Haas in to take his place. This timeout, by the way, brought to you by ConAgra Foods Foundation. Child hunger ends here. Looks like a calf that Ferguson is dealing with on the left leg. Flash you back to the Week 2 game in Omaha, and this is what Ferguson did that night.
This is the big one, I think, right here to win the ball game. 4th and 6. You see how big a throw that was from Jeff Garcia.
And Garcia, oh my goodness, Garcia throws on a down one you would have expected him to run. That ball goes through the hands of tight end Jeb Putzier and nearly gets picked off. You gotta wonder about that play.
This makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, really, you team fights, you fight, you get back in, and you know they're bringing everybody, and you're going to run a play action. It takes time to develop. Almost gets deflected up, and you almost gave them the ball back at the 50. You should have ran it right there, forced them to use their last timeout.
It's like a free timeout for Hartford.
Absolutely.
A dicey call by Coach Jags.
It's like Les Miles is coaching them.
3rd and 8. LSU fans are appreciating that comment. Garcia to throw again, trying to get a first down and put this thing away. Over the middle, it's caught by Christian Hopkins, the tight end. I'm not even sure that pass was intended for him. There were 2 Omaha receivers right in the same area.
It was he and Putzier in the same area, and you're completely right here, Brett. And Garcia makes up for everything that happened on play number 2, down 2.
That is a 2-minute warning.
And look at the patience. And I don't know, it was not Putzier.
That might have been Mike Haas, who was in for Putzier, in for Ferguson.
Timer.
Either way, you throw it at 2 guys, only one has to catch it, and he did.
No way!
Really?
Seriously?
You're kidding.
It's true. People who switched to Amica for auto insurance saved hundreds of dollars. So call Amica today.
This is the Amica that people rave about?
With all the customer service awards?
I can save money with that Amica?
If you call today, you can save hundreds and get award-winning service. We're also nationally recognized for financial stability.
People keep saying, call Amica.
But I don't know, I just figured it would cost more.
People save money every day by switching to Amica. So if you're shopping around for auto insurance, or if you're ready for a change, call 866-48-AMICA.
My friend has Amica, and when she had her accident, she was really impressed by how well they treated her.
Amica is there for you, and you'll know it the first time you call. We'll explain your options and get you the coverage you really need.
You know what? I like getting special treatment.
Hey, let's do this. Oh, what's the number?
Saving money, award-winning service, the right coverage. There are so many reasons to call Amica now.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. No. Wait. Now if I want to.
Oh! Thank you!
Man, do me.
Oh! Oh! I just puked in my mouth. I just puked in my mouth. Come on, give it to me. Oh! OMG! Wow! You good? We're good. Oh!
Looks like we're going to be here all season.
Can't get enough football? Touchdown! The United Football League. If you like great football, you'll love the UFL.
The United Football League on Nesson is brought to you by Men's Warehouse, the official men's retail clothing store of the UFL. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. By AOL Fan House. For more information on the UFL, go to fanhouse.com. And by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to shop for insurance. Sometimes better to be lucky than good. Perhaps Jeff Garcia was lucky on that last pass, aimed it at one guy. Another guy caught it. First down, and they now control the clock. Ball security, job one. They give it to the veteran, former Pro Bowler, Amon Green. He'll handle it.
This is the last chance here for Hartford.
Timeout. Hartford. Their second charge timeout.
Now that's only their second timeout.
Timer, please reset the clock to 1:05
on the scoreboard.
This timeout is brought to you by ConAgra Foods Foundation. Child hunger ends here. Amon Green did have a fumble last week, and so as he hangs on to this ball for dear life and to secure this game, he's probably got that in the back of his mind. One timeout left for the Colonials, $1:55 on the clock. They've got to stop him, get the ball back, or somehow pry it away. Ferguson is back in the game. His calf is apparently fine. You would be shocked, I imagine, if they threw this ball. Putzier in motion. Green. Straight up the middle. They can't tackle him. He's getting stronger as the game goes along. Very close to another first down. If they get it, this game is essentially done.
Yeah, and I think he did get it, and that should be your ball game.
France Joseph on the tackle for Hartford, but not before the damage was done. They may measure here, and they will.
Timeout. Hartford.
No, Hartford
30-second
calls the timeout. They're short of the first down
half.
by half a yard. So third down here. If the Nighthawks can manage one more yard, they can take a knee and hit the bus.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. And you look at Josh McCown, and you can only wonder what's going through his head and some of the poor throws that he made and the turnovers. You look at the game last week and how many Hartford had 2 games in a row not taking care of the football as they try and hope to get the ball back one more time to give it a shot to take the lead.
Don't forget tonight at 11, join Cole Wright for Nesson Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. You won't want to miss Bruins Devils coverage and BC versus Florida State highlights. That and more tonight at 11 on Nesson. So 3rd and 1, this is the ball game. Must stop here for Hartford. The hand to Green. Right tackle, he's got it and more. First down if he can fall down and hold on to that ball. Hartford trying desperately to strip it out of his mitts, but they do not. First down Omaha, and that's about it.
And that's a good effort off the right side of this football team. You take a look at the bottom of your screen. They bring Putzier in motion, and what they did, they sealed that edge, and basically Amon Green had all daylight to the outside. He got outside and did what good running backs do, turn it up and secure the football. Get both hands over that ball. Make sure whatever happens that they can't strip it, they can't pull it out. That's what defenders are taught to do this late in football games.
So this game feels a lot like the game that these two teams played last month in Omaha. Hartford early, Nighthawks late.
Delay game.
Garcia getting it done.
Offense.
They take the delay of game penalty
Number
here to push
7,
themselves back. Doesn't
5
much
yards
matter.
Remains first down.
It's all academic as Omaha will improve to 3-1. They will be in a tie for first place atop the UFL standings with Las Vegas, who won last night. Hartford will drop to 1-3. They will be in a tie for last place with Sacramento. Everybody's favorite play in football, V for victory.
That's the kill play. Protect it up, take the knee, and get out of dodge. You take a look at the schedule coming up here as Omaha looks ahead. Obviously hosting Las Vegas next week, and then they got 2 big ones on the road, and then they come home to finish it up on the 19th of November against Florida.
And that should be the final play as Garcia takes a knee one last time, throws the ball over to hang on to give out in the locker room to the key player. Garcia was one of them. Amon Green was another one. 16 carries, 77 yards for the former Pro Bowler out of Green Bay. Garcia, a good day as well. 18 of 34, 198 yards and 2 touchdowns as the clock approaches 0. And Omaha comes into Rentschler Field and knocks off the Colonials 19-14.
And that's a big win, big road game, taking care of business, and of course veterans stepping up. Amon Green and of course Cato June late in the game recovering the fumble, and Garcia moving around making plays when he had to help his team. And McCown has got to clean some things up. Josh McCown is a good player. He's an efficient player. His play today was not indicative of what Chris Palmer asked his quarterback to do.
So as the players shake hands and say so long, we will do the same. Don't forget the Hartford Colonials take on UMass alum Marcel Shipp and his Las Vegas Locos in their next home game November 20th. This has been a presentation of Nesson, New England's most watched sports network. Stay tuned next for WB Mason's Bruins Face Off Live with Catherine Tappan, Barry Peterson, and Gord Kluzak. For Scott Zolak, Tony Terzi, John Chandler, and the rest of our crew here at Rentschler Field, I'm Brett Haber saying so long. Final score, Omaha 19, Hartford 14. We'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm looking to say